Hey, what's happening? What's happening? What's happening, y'all? It's me coming at you again with another live hangout vid. Now, I'm probably going to chop it up real quickly with some guys if anybody's still up. So let's see. We'll wait till some people come in to the chat. I know it's a little late. Whoa, what happened there? Bear with me for a second, guys. Let's see how this works. Wow. Okay. Oh, interesting. Let's see if this works. Check something out, guys. Bear with me. Yo, that didn't work. All right, hold on, guys. I need to check something out here before I get into this long discussion. All right, let's see. All right, let's see what we got here. What's going on here? Wow. Okay, we got one person watching so far. Let's see if we can get some more people in while we're waiting. Why is it that the sound is not playing? It's very odd. All right. All right, so let's try it this way. Let's see what we got going on here. All right. All right, so we got some people coming in. Boy. Let's see. All right, let me see if I can bring some people in. Let me see. Close this whole thing out, and I'm gonna bring it back in. All right, what's going on here? Okay. Interesting. All right, let's see. Let's see what I can do to wing this. I got 3 people coming in, so let's see if we can get some more bodies. All right, let's try this. I think this will work right here. All right, guys. Hey, what's up? 1224529. Can you hear me? You can hear me very well? Great. Just want to make sure you can hear me. All righty. So I wanted to give you guys some bit of an update what's going on right now in the state of boxing now. First things first, is an article that just came out that Adonis Stevenson and Alexander Gvozdyk is scheduled to fight on the same day, December 1st, on the same night as Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury pay-per-view fight. Now, according to this article on Boxing Scene, the fight will be televised on Showtime rather than Showtime pay-per-view. It'll be broadcast on right before the Wilder Fury fight. Very similar format how they broadcast Stevenson and Jack. Well, I'm sorry, not Stevenson, Jack. very similar format how they broadcast Gary Russell Jr. versus JoJo Diaz as like a somewhat co-main event undercard. They broadcasted over there at the Armory in DC, and then after that, they proceeded to Stevenson and Jack over there in Toronto, Canada, as the main event. So yeah, I mean, to me, people are going to wonder why can't they just put the Stevenson and Gvozdyk fight on the undercard or Wilder versus Fury. I think the reason why they cannot do that is because Stevenson has a visa issue of getting to the United States. Now, he does have a checkered past, aka he does have a criminal record. I know Low Place don't like people bringing that up, but the fact is that he does have a criminal record, and that right there can bar you from entering another country. So he cannot fight outside of Canada. That's just the way it is because of his checkered past. So that's the way they're going to format it. But to me, honestly, I don't think the Stevenson and Gvozdyk should be. It should have its own date rather than being on the date of Wilder versus Fury. I'm not saying it's going to interfere with that fight, but I think that for Stevenson to have his audience, I think that it should have a separate date rather than December 1st. But it is what it is. So be it. What's going on, Ross Clot? Ross Clot says, I blocked a lot of idiots the other day. Where'd you block him, Ross Clot? What happened? Is it due to the Joshua Povetkin fight, or what's the deal? Well, anyways, I wait for him to answer. But yeah, Stevenson-Gvozdyk is scheduled to be December 1st, and I'll read the details about it. Let me see if I can give you more details about that fight, some of the particulars. Let's see. Stevenson and Gvozdyk. Some people say they'd rather see that fight than Wilder versus Fury. All right, whatever. Fair enough. Bad News Brown Boxing. What's happening, man? Best unbiased channel out there. What's up, Dan? Hey, man, I'm good, man. Appreciate it. I'm trying to, I'm not trying to be, I'm trying to, spend most of my time outside of this YouTube realm because I feel that it's more therapeutic to not get too caught up on what's going on here on the social media, on the YouTube boxing community, whatnot. I try to, balance my life outside of this and then spend minimal time here. So, yeah, so I find it to have minimal time here more therapeutic than spending a lot of time on here. So, it's good. What's going on, gangs? Gangs PP's in the chat. Good. So Stevenson and Gvozdyk will air right before the Wilder versus Fury pay-per-view on the same day. Sources have confirmed to boxing.com, which is owned by CBS, by the way. Showtime will likely televise the fight live on the network immediately preceding the start of Wilder versus Fury on that night, on the pay-per-view show that night. So, of course, it is confirmed that the Wilder and Fury fight will headline on Showtime pay-per-view at the Staples Center in LA, where I live. So I'm definitely picking up tickets for that fight. I was talking to my brother moments ago, and we're definitely going to pick up tickets to go see that fight. So, but here's the thing, though. The kicker about this is that ESPN.com was first to report that Showtime's plan was to air this fight. So they're the ones who first picked this up, and then Boxing Scene picked it up later. So, 1224529 says that the fight shouldn't affect the Wilder versus Fury fight. I don't think it will. I know Low Place is going to probably campaign about it because he doesn't like this fight. So as soon as he finds out that this fight is on is on the same night, he's going to campaign people to watch that fight more so than Wilder and Fury. So, I mean, it is what he is within his right to do that, but he's probably going to face a huge backlash if he attempts to do that. I hate to put him on the spot, but so another thing I want to talk about this whole another thing before I get into that, I wanted to give you guys an update about Luis Ortiz. Now, it's also been reported that Luis Ortiz is going to be he's rumored to be fighting on the undercard of Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury on pay-per-view fight, which is very interesting because Luis Ortiz, if he fights on there, I definitely would like to see that, but we have to see him against a caliber opponent. Maybe match him up against Dominic Brazil. The winner of that fight would become the first mandatory challenger to Deontay Wilder's title. Now, some people are going to say, well, if Ortiz does beat Brazil, which if I'm not saying that will happen, but I'm saying if they do make that fight, and Ortiz would definitely be the favorite to beat Brazil. Now, if he does beat Brazil, then people are going to say Wilder versus Ortiz again. I'm not sure about that. I mean, I would love to see that rematch, but I think it'd be too soon. I know. Here you go again with that Luis Ortiz being old as hell, Ross Clyde. I know you be doing that, man. Come on, man. Come on, dude. So Luis Ortiz is expected to return on that undercard. In fact, it was confirmed by his trainer that they're going to be on that card. They're actually going to be fighting on that undercard. So Luis Ortiz is going to be on the undercard of Wilder versus Fury. So his trainer did confirm it. They don't have an opponent yet, so we'll figure out who that opponent's going to be. I got an idea. Since Luis Ortiz is going to be on that undercard, since he's going to be on the undercard, who should he fight? I think he should fight Dillian White. Dillian White doesn't have an opponent right now, so let them fight on the undercard of Wilder versus Fury. I think that should work. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Luis Ortiz on the undercard of Wilder versus Fury, which is now confirmed because his trainer has saying that they're going to be on that card. He says Rasklas Bevekin's 58. Yeah, Ralph on your what's going on, man? He says, yeah, White versus Ortiz would be cool. Ortiz versus White war. Yeah, I would love to see that fight. Or Ortiz versus Big Baby Miller. But the problem is Big Baby's not ranked by the WBC, so yeah, that fight would not be possible unless he's willing to register for the clean boxing program, which he's not. So that would be the requirement if he wants to if he does want to get on that undercard. I mean, to fight Luis Ortiz. But by the way, Big Baby ducked that fight. He didn't want to fight Luis Ortiz. He's even admitted that on a couple of occasions. So, Bad News Brown Boxer says that works for me. Yeah, I'd love to see White versus Ortiz. Hey, Dillian, if you're listening out there, Luis Ortiz is going to be fighting on that undercard. He needs an opponent. Why not take that fight? Yeah, 1224529 says, I doubt White versus Ortiz will happen. Yeah, I agree, but Dillian doesn't have a fight. And I know he's supposed to be penciled in for April 2019 for Anthony Joshua, but that's far out. So in the meantime, he can still, it won't affect him if he wins and loses against Ortiz, or if he loses against Ortiz. What he could do is fight for that final eliminator against Ortiz, become another mandatory. So why not do that? Bad News Brown Boxer said, what's up with Dominic B? Dominic Brazil? I don't know what's going on with Dominic Brazil, because here's the thing about the situation. He's still the first mandatory, but he's ranked number 4 by the WBC, which is bizarre. So I don't know what's going on with that. And he needs to get active because he's not fighting Wilder anytime soon. So he's going to have to fight somebody. In fact, Dominic Brazil has even came out and said that he's willing to fight Dillian White and put up his mandatory status against him. And I want to know, why isn't Dillian White pursuing that fight? If he's so serious about getting the Deontay Wilder fight, there's a shot right there to becoming the first mandatory. Dominic Brazil is willing to put his mandatory status on the line against him. He's even said it. So I don't know what's going on there. Well, all I do know is that he's been very inactive for quite some time now. The last time we saw him, well, we didn't really see him fight. It was like non-televised fight. He fought on a non-televised undercard against Eric Molina. And that was a fight that I saw some images and I saw some stills of that fight. It didn't really look too spectacular. Brazil looked kind of sloppy in that fight. So he needs to do something. He needs to be busy, man, because he can't sit here and wait. He's not going to get the shot anytime soon against Wilder. So he's going to have to wait, and he's going to have to fight somebody. Rasklas says Ortiz keeps getting ducked, unfortunately. Yeah, it's sad, though, because I even said it myself after the Wilder fight that I'm saying, you know what? After that performance that he put up against Wilder, he's going to get avoided by all the other heavyweights. Watch and see. And exactly that's what happened. Nobody wants to fight the guy now. He's become far more dangerous after that Wilder fight. Far more dangerous to some other people's perspectives. Ortiz's dentures broke versus Wilder. Hey, you know what? Wilder punches hard, man. What you expect? So that's what's happening right now, Ortiz. So he is confirmed to be on the Wilder versus Fury undercard. So they got to find an opponent. Ortiz deserves a rematch versus Wilder. Yeah, he definitely does, Ralph. I agree with you. He does. But, if isn't an immediate rematch, like say if Wilder does get past Fury, does Ortiz, do we want to see a rematch after that? I would say maybe or yes or no, because we would like to see Wilder go up against Dominic Brazil because there's beef and there's tension there between those two. There's history there. So a lot of people probably would rather see that fight than the Ortiz rematch. But after Wilder, let's say Wilder does get past Fury, which he's expected to do, he's not a big favorite to win that fight, which is surprising. He's not a huge favorite to win it, but he's a slight favorite to beat to beat Tyson Fury. If he does get past Fury and then he gets past Brazil, then we can see the Ortiz rematch. Then we can see it. Wilder versus White. Love to see that too. But again, Dillian, he has a shot right now. He has some options now. He's not fighting until April. So he still has a spot to fight Joshua on that card. Now, he can go and fight Luis Ortiz and become the second mandatory. There's the option right there. Now, he can do that. Or Dominic Brazil said, look, I would love to see I would love to put up my mandatory status on the line against Dillian White, and Dillian White hasn't pursued that fight. I don't know what's going on there. If he's serious about getting that Wilder fight, he should go ahead and fight Dominic Brazil on the undercard of Wilder versus Fury and go from there. Hey, what's going on, Mr. Boxing today? Oh, you going to be there, man? Hey, yeah, you know what? Hit me up, man. We're going to have to talk about it. So that way we can, or coordinate. We can meet at the Staples Center, man. In fact, did you hear Luis Ortiz is going to be fighting on the undercard of Wilder versus Fury? Yo, let me know if you need a link, man. We're gonna have to chop it up. This is gonna be nothing but heavyweight discussions in the chat. Let me know, man. Let me know if you want me to send you a link because we could talk about Luis Ortiz and what potential opponent that he wants, that he needs. But anyhow, yeah, Dillian White, he has some options, man, until April. He could fight Dominic Brazil on the undercard of Wilder versus Fury. I think that should be made right now. Or since Luis Ortiz is confirmed to be on that undercard, he needs an opponent. I know they're finding an opponent for him right now, but he could swoop in and say, you know what? I'll fight him on the undercard. He could fight him on the undercard. If he beats him, he could confront Wilder after he beats Fury. That would be gold right there. That would be gold. What do you think, Mr. Box today? What do you guys think? Do you think Dillian White should do that? What is EJ saying? Anyways, let me get some guys in the chat. Oh, yeah, Roscott, you talking about Sergio Martinez versus Julio Cesar Chavez Jr.? First of all, who cares, man? I heard about that. I don't know why. Who cares about that fight? There's no one really talking about that. I don't know what the hell. Who's really clamoring about Sergio Martinez even coming back anyway? I mean, the dude is shot. I mean, his body is broken. And Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. was not a good fighter. I mean, he's a crew fighter, but he has no skill whatsoever. I mean, the guy is just not a very great fighter. So who wants to see it? Ross Claus said there is a rematch clause with Wilder versus Fat Boy. You talking about Fury? Yeah, it is. There is a rematch clause, but that depends on how the rematch clause is being what provisions are contained in that. So if Wilder does beat Fury, will Fury, depending on how badly Fury gets beaten up, I mean, if he does get beat up badly, or he makes it competitive, let's say if he does get beat up pretty badly, I don't think he would want to exercise that rematch clause. But anyhow, the way rematch clauses works is that there's a deadline that's are contained in those rematch clauses. Let's say, for example, that you lost a fight against me. You're entitled to a rematch clause, but you do have a certain time frame. You have a certain amount of days to exercise that rematch clause. If you don't exercise that rematch clause, then before the deadline expires, then if you don't exercise it by the time of that deadline, then it will expire, which means you cannot exercise it against me, which means you're free to go fight whoever you want, and I'm free to go fight whoever I want. So that's the way it works. I know there's a rematch clause between the two, so more likely they're going to do a two-way fight after this first fight. So depends on the situation. If it's a very competitive fight and Wilder wins, then Fury definitely would probably exercise the rematch clause. Of course, if Wilder loses in a competitive fight, then he'll do the same thing. So we'll see. Mr. Boston today says, I'm listening while I'm punching the bag, bro. But great that Ortiz is on the undercard. Ortiz versus any top 10 makes sense. Yeah. What about Ortiz versus Joseph Parker? Joseph Parker needs an opponent. Why not? That'd be a good fight. He's ranked in the top 5 or top 6 by the WBC. Let's make that fight. Ortiz versus Joseph Parker. I would love to see that fight. I'm definitely betting Ortiz to win that fight. But the thing is, if Joseph T will want to do that, will they really want to put him back in the fray after 2 straight losses like that against 2 top 10 opponents? I don't know. That's very, very risky right there to put him back in there against another top 10, top 5 opponent that quick. Especially he hasn't had any tune-ups. So that's very, very risky for the Joseph Parker team to do that. But I don't really expect Joseph Parker to come back anytime soon because he's made a lot of money from the White and the Joshua fights, so he's fine. So he's fine for now. He's definitely resting. Badass Brown says that, yeah, Joseph's going to lose 3 in a row if he takes that fight. Yeah, more than likely he will, man. But it'll be an interesting matchup to see, man. I mean, it's good to have you have 4 top 5 or top 10 heavyweights fighting each other on the same card. That's very interesting. So let me get some guys in the chat. Let's chop it up. Let's chop it up. Let's chop it up. Yeah, let's see. Let's see who else we got. Come on, come on. All right. What else we got? Oh boy, this is crazy. All right.
What's up, Dan? Dan the man. What's going on, bro? Oh, man. Bro. Maybe I can't hear nothing. Yo, Dan. Dan the man. Damn, he left his own hangout. What the fuck? Yo, what's going on, people? We live in Dan the Man's channel, boy. Dan the Man's left his hangout. Let me see what he's talking about outside. He'll be back in a sec. I guess he wants me to hold it down, bro. So we are live on Dan the Man's hangout, man. I was just listening to Fernie Pacheco that's there. And his opinion on Mike Tyson losing to Buster Douglas is quite funny. Call him a fat bum. But let me see what Dan the Man is saying. Dan the Man. So let me see what you guys see what the title of the hangout is. Okay, live. What are we debating? Oh, Stunner Steven versus Gall in December. Luis Ortiz on the Wilder Fury card. And here he is, the man himself. The man of an hour, too sweet to be sour.
That's odd.
What's up,
Almost got me kicked off. I see EJ in the chat. What's going on, EJ?
What's going on? I'm all right, man. What's popping,
EJ,
Dan? Yeah,
you there?
I'm here, man. Yeah, man. You
Let me
can't hear
see.
me?
Yo,
You can't hear me,
EJ,
Dan?
are you there, bro?
I'm here. Yes, bro. I'm here.
Oh well.
I'm here.
Can you guys hear me now?
I can hear you. Oh
Can you
shit,
guys
man.
hear
I
me?
don't know what's going on.
Hello, the chat. Give me a thumbs up if you guys can hear me. Or Black Latin Seas. Let's see. Hold on. Ben Demova. Let me see. Who's this? Is Ben Umar? Mute yourself, bro. Who's this? Yo, EJ, can you hear me? Yo, can you
Yeah,
hear
I
me?
can hear you, bro. Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear, bro.
What's going on here?
Can you hear
I hear
me?
both of you, but you guys can't hear each other. Yeah, that's very odd. Hold on. Let me figure this out.
I can
Hold
hear you.
on.
Yeah, I can hear you loud.
Yo, EJ, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you, Dan.
What the hell's going on here? Hold on.
Damn, bro. Like,
This is
I don't know what's
very
going
weird.
on. I don't know
All
what's
right,
going on
hold
with
on,
your
guys.
mic,
Hold on.
bro.
Let me try to figure this out. Hold on. It's probably a technical situation.
And
Yeah,
that's
Mike. He
having
said
some trouble.
Mike can hear us all, but he can't. We can't hear each other. That's very odd. Yeah. All right. Let me see. Let me see if the volume controls will help.
Damn, that's some bullshit. They
You
can
guys
hear
say
me.
something.
I can hear something. I'm talking, bro.
All right. Let's see. Let's try it now.
I'm still here,
Nope.
man. I'm still here, Dan.
Let's try it this way.
Everyone can. You got people in the chat, boy. What's up, Michael? You got loads of people in the chat as well. The chat's
What the hell's
popping,
going
right?
on here? Okay. All right. My microphone. Him.
Yeah, I'm not scared on that,
All
Dan.
right. Hold on for a second, guys. Hold on. Let me see what's going on here. I'm gonna have to fix this up. I am, man. I'm trying to figure out why nobody can hear me. That's
They
weird.
can hear you.
How about now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Nice and clear, bro.
All right, let's see what EJ say. Hold on. It's probably in the chat. Oh, you can hear. I can't hear you though, man. That's a problem. Yeah, I can't hear you guys. I don't see what's going on.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Hold on. Let me figure this out. Hold on.
You're on your phone, man. You're on your phone again, man. That's what it is. That's what
Let me
it
see
is.
what's going on here. Hold on. Hold on. All right, so that's the volume here.
Dan, man, can you hear me?
I can hear you, bro.
All right, let me
You hear me?
see.
I can hear you, bro.
I can hear EJ. And I can hear Dan.
Yeah,
Let's see what's happening
that
here.
you can hear me, yeah?
I can hear you.
Can you
Yeah,
hear
I
me?
can hear you.
Yeah, you got it's Dan, man. Dan on his phone again, bro.
Playback is
It's his
bad.
phone, bro.
What's going
Dan,
on?
Dan, do that. People that it's Dan on his phone, bro.
All
I
right,
guess
hold on.
it
Let
looks
me
like he gonna do. It looks
close
like he gonna do a solo hangout out here, bro. 'Cause people can hear. People can hear me
everything
because
here and see what
I turned the
happens.
volume up, right? So they can hear me
Let's
now.
see why in the world that the speaker's not working. That's very odd.
Yeah, they can hear. Yeah, people can hear me loud and clear, bro.
Oh, okay. I can hear you now.
Yeah, you can hear me. You listen to the outside hangout, right?
Yeah, hold on. Let me see. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you all the time. Do that rifle. Is that battle again? See,
Yeah,
battle
yeah.
come with all like alias counts. The battle that was you a minute ago, innit? Battle that was you a minute ago, innit? Jumping in with your mad account. Battles is ready to go, bro. You got like
Yeah,
you
that
got
was
three.
okay. Got you guys now. I don't know what happened there. I
Yeah,
couldn't even hear you. All
that's
right,
alright.
yeah. So I was just saying that Luis Ortiz is now confirmed for the undercard of Wilder versus Fury. So what do you think about that?
He's not, or
Like
he is.
He is.
who's he fighting?
Yeah.
Who's he fighting?
Well, there's no opponent yet. So I was suggesting
But
that.
then,
Well, since he has, why not Dillian White? Dillian White could go in there and
nah,
get that fight.
Dillian fighting Derek Chisora in December, bro. In December, that's not happening.
Well, I
He's
mean,
fighting.
look, I know.
That's already
Like
scheduled in,
Darren
bro. That's
Washington.
already scheduled.
There's not a fight I
That's
want
already
to see, but
scheduled in. Yeah, I mean,
he can fight Daryl Washington.
Daryl Washington or that what? Then April.
No,
Then
no,
that guy's a bum, man.
I
no.
never said I wanted to see the fight. It's just somebody he could fight him. It's just that I
Oh
don't think.
man, Joe Joyce, Amir Mansour. There's loads of names out there, bro.
Okay, wait a
There's
minute. You'd rather see
What
Amir
about Dominic
Mansour
Brazil?
over
What about Dominic
Daryl
Brazil?
Washington?
No, Dominic
it's
Brazil
more
versus
competitive. It's
Luis
more
Ortiz.
competitive.
No,
It's
it's
more
not.
Yeah,
competitive, though.
Amir Mansour
yeah,
quit, man.
Mansoor. Nah, man, I don't see Mansoor.
He
I like
just
him.
quit recently. Yeah, he only quit recently, but he's better than
Yeah,
Washington, though.
Last time he put
He's
up,
better than Washington though. Still better than Washington though. But
he's
yeah,
not
yeah.
better than
What you
he's
say?
not
What
better
you
than
say?
Jared
What you say?
Washington. I
Yeah,
said
he
No,
is.
I was
Yeah,
just gonna.
yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. He's got a better
he's better
resume, and
than
he
Jared
shows he is.
Washington. I don't think that's
Yeah, of
true.
course he is. Yes, he is. I can prove it. Who's he beat? Who's Jared Washington beat?
But the thing is,
What?
Amir Mansour is
No,
like
no, no. You can prove it by the resume. You can prove it by the resume. Like
no
he's
no.
only beat Eddie Chambers. He's only beat Eddie Chambers. That's all he's beat, right? That's all he's the only person he's beat. Amir
But
Mansour
you
beat.
want to know the funny
Hmm?
thing? The thing is, he's like
Yeah.
10 years his senior now.
I know he's old, man, but I'm just talking about a competitive fight. This is short notice, right? So I'm just saying, like, that I'm sure Amir Mansour would jump in there. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Because Amir
Day
Mansour,
Negro, that guy got fucking annihilated by Wilder, bro. I think his head's still buzzing. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, Amir Mansour quit. He might want to redeem himself. Like, he might want to redeem himself though. So
I
there's a
think
short notice.
Okay, well, I mean, Amir Mansour versus Luis Ortiz. You think that you
Yeah.
think that's a reality? I mean, it could be competitive.
A short notice. If you want to redeem yourself, right? Short notice, bro. Me and Mansour would fight him, bro. Like, I know me because he's old. Like you say, like Battle say, he old, right? And he redeem him. He want to redeem himself. Why not? Like, I wouldn't sit there in my bed knowing I quit. I'm sure when I talk to him, he don't like it either. So I'm just saying, like, I'm sure he want to make amends. He's never did that in his career before, so I don't think he's probably happy with that. But he at least he'll come to fight. Like the guy, like you mentioned, a Negro, of his name is, that guy runs, man. He was a big guy, but I don't know why the fuck he runs like he does, bro. Like he just
about
he's
Gerald
on his bike. Yeah, man, he's on his bike, man. He's fucking on his bike, man. I can't take that shit. I mean, at least Amir Mansour would go out. If he went out, he'd go out. He'll go out swinging. Like you could. That's one thing you could say about. I know he quit. But he'll go out swinging, and I'm trying to say on short notice he'll come to fight, and that's what I'm saying. I don't want Gerald Washington in there and stinking the place up because you know he would run, bro. That would just kill it. You don't want that.
That's exactly what we need.
Wait, hold on, BJ. Hold on, guys. I gotta read something in the chat. Olaf, which I got no problem. What's going on, Olaf? He said, "Why did you invite this guy on? He's so much." Are you talking about EJ, man? Come on, Olaf. EJ is cool, man. I know EJ and I don't see eye to eye almost.
Who's that? Who's talking about that? Let him clarify who he's talking about, though. Don't guess. Let him clarify who he's talking about. Who said that? Ola. Who's Ola? Who's that?
Olaf the Mighty. That? He's Red Fox's friend. So
listen. I don't know why you bothered read that out, boy. Because unless he clarifies who he's talking about, like, so I don't know who you're talking about, man.
Well,
but anyways,
are you talking about EJ? No. Hold up. I got EJ. Hold up, man.
Since I'm new,
I don't know who you talking about. Are you talking about EJ or are you talking about somebody else? Come on, man. If you talking about EJ, that's
me though. Why does it have to be me? There's 3 people in there. Like, it could be battle. Like.
Well, he said.
You can't be battle.
This is what he said. No, he said, "Why'd you invite this Brit on? He's so obnoxious. Who's the only Brit on here?"
Oh, okay. Yeah, that means he likes me. That means he likes that. But that means he likes me. Then let's continue. That means he likes me. Then I'm obnoxious, but he obviously listens. Like, anyway, let's carry on. That's good, man. I don't mind. That's obnoxious, not a bad word. I don't mind that one. It just he don't like the stuff I said. Anyway, let's continue. Yeah, who else we got? Go ahead, Dan. Go ahead, then lead the pack.
Yeah. I was gonna say though. Ortiz and Mr. Boxing Today is in the chat. It's like, well, maybe Ortiz could fight Andy Ruiz Jr. or Adam Konaski. That would be a good fight.
He could.
I like that one. Yeah. I like that one. Yeah, I like that one. Yeah.
I mean, the thing is with Ruiz, I just haven't heard from him. I think they say he was coming back, but I haven't heard from him.
That's why though. That's why you don't put him in there. That's why, man. So we can see him in getting his ass whooped. You know what I mean?
But the thing is, man,
OT gonna whoop someone. OT gonna whoop someone. You know what I'm saying? He gonna whoop.
Put him in there. He gonna whoop somebody. Yeah, put him in there against Konaski. I think that'd be a good fight. Put him in there against Konaski.
I don't think they'll put him in there Konaski because they want a guaranteed knockout for the fans. So.
What about Charles Martin? Charles Martin might want to redeem. Like losers, guys who've been in the ring here and they lose, they want to redeem themselves. Like Charles Martin, put Charles Martin straight in there. I like that one.
Yeah,
he just came off a loss, didn't he?
That's the whole point. That's the whole point. You don't when you come off a loss, you want to get back in there. You don't sit around and worry. You just like shit. I just lost. For me to get back in the rankings, right? If you look at Dominic Brazil, he went against that Ngunu, innit? The Nigerian guy, right? Joshua knocked him out, and then man. He don't sit around. You don't sit around one of your losses. You get opportunity, short notice, jump on it. Like if Ortiz ain't got opponent, bro, mark me down. Like that's what I'm saying. Like I know me and Mansour, Like, I know his character. Like he'll say, "Nah, fuck that. I don't like the way I went out, bro. Even if I die, even if I get knocked out, I'll go out there fighting like that. That's the fighter's mentality.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
See, the thing
Like
is,
he,
Yeah.
I'm not trying to crap on Abner Maris or nothing. You know, he's a good fighter, and I give him a lot more credit, for his career than a lot more people do. I feel like when he lost to credible people. But the thing is, I feel like the only fight on that card that's really competitive, at least when we talk about undercards, is going to be the Leo Santa Cruz and Gary Russell fight.
Well, that's
Adam
the
Mars
rumor is
Adam
that.
Mars is a cheat. Adam Mars is a cheat. He fucking low blowed fucking Joseph Abeko the whole
Joseph
fight,
Abeko.
bro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
man, he's
referee,
a fucking dirty fighter. That
referee is
referee, look,
stupid, man.
him and the referee need to get from now. Him and the referee, like the referee said it was fine, and he was continuing low blows. And he had that thing when he was talking about with black fat guys in his neighborhood. Him and the guys in the neighborhood, they run black people out the neighborhood. I ain't fucking with him at all, bro. I ain't
That
fucking
sound like
with
this.
him
That
one
sound
bit.
That's like the
Fuck
same
that.
thing. What's the name? What's the guy's name? Mark Wahlberg got charged for.
Yeah. Well, I can believe that. I can believe that. I can believe that. But he ain't there fucking hitting black people in the balls all fucking whole 12 rounds though, is he? Like Abner Maris, man.
Yeah.
Fucking the bulls hunter. Anyway, go ahead. Go ahead, guys.
No, I
Go
was
ahead.
gonna say though. I think. Look, I think it's gonna be a good undercard as far as Santa Cruz versus Russell Jr. I mean, that was rumored. Then they said it's not going to be on there. Then now it's been put back on there. That it might. There's another rumor I heard that Spence versus Mikey Garcia is actually going to be on the undercard rather than be a separate pay-per-view as they initially planned. So
See,
What'd
the
you
thing
say?
is,
Did you just say Spence versus? You just say Spence versus Mikey Garcia?
yeah, I
yeah,
think the
that's the
thing
rumor
is,
I heard.
if that fight was
Yeah,
actually on there, then you
yeah.
probably would have heard it.
Damn. Why Mikey won't kill himself like that? Why Mikey want to lose like that? Like, why would
He
you
trying
fight
to
Errol
he,
Spence?
he's trying to make a name for
Right.
himself, right? Because you can see why Mikey trying to get them big fights. He was out
Yeah,
of boxing for like
yeah,
2 or 3 years.
he gonna make a name for himself, splattered all over page 3. Look, man, why are you going there? He's fucking great. I don't mind him going against Lomo. That's cool, but Errol Spence, yo, bro, if he was to
He
beat Errol
probably,
Spence, bro, like,
he,
bro, shit,
in my opinion, he probably get beat just as bad
against Lomo,
against Loma. And I'm not trying to say that to knock Mikey. He got excellent fundamentals, man. The crazy hooks, man. Really precise jab. But I think Loma, he just
Yeah.
like his work
Lomo.
rate is just too high.
I think Errol Spence is it's like why, Bob? Why would you do that to yourself? Like he got more chance against Lomo than like, bro, because Lomo's moving and it's not looking to knock you out. It's just looking to outwork you and just outwork you. Errol Spence is looking to take your head off, bro. You see what he did to
Yeah.
Bundu, bro? That's what he's looking to do. You see what he did to Kell Brook? That's what he's looking to do, bro. Like why would Mikey? Mikey was getting fucked up against Salido. Why would you even want to do that? Like if there's rumors that's happening. I'll give Mikey. If Mikey was to pull that shit off, bruh, like this guy's got balls of. I mean, even getting in the ring with Errol Spence, I'll give him fucking mad credit, bruh. If he was to beat Errol Spence,
Yeah.
bruh, I don't know what's going on. I think I just feel dizzy. I just feel dizzy, bruh.
Well,
You know what I mean? Like,
well, here's the thing: if Spence loses to Mikey Garcia, that would look bad on him because
Yeah, that's the reason why the fight probably do well.
Yeah, I was going to say the whole or of him being the so-called boogeyman of the welterweight division. That's going to go away.
Mikey will be the boogeyman, isn't it? Mikey will be the boogeyman.
No, he won't. No, he won't.
Well, being Errol Spence? Well, if he beats Errol Spence, he will be.
No,
If he beats Errol Spence, if he kills Errol, like when Manny Pacquiao beat De La Hoya, Manny Pacquiao became the boogie of the welterweight division. Why can't Mikey do the same thing? Why? Like
of course, that guy will fight.
If you beat, he's the most. Because he's the most dangerous guy in the welterweight division. Isn't he?
No. After he beat De La Hoya, people were trying to gun for Pacquiao. Wait, hold up. When Pacquiao beat De La Hoya, people were gunning after that fight. Come on, man. He was a cash cow. There was no way people were scared of Pacquiao. They wanted the money.
Pacquiao was the underdog. Pacquiao was supposed to get annihilated by De La Hoya. There was no.
He retired the man.
He was supposed to get killed, brother. He wasn't even a favorite. Pacquiao was a mad on. Yeah, De La Hoya could fucking left hook. De La Hoya was supposed to kill him. So what I'm going to say to you is that if Mikey beat Errol Spence is considered one of the boogeyman of the division. He'll be considered the boogeyman of the division. For real talk.
I wanted to ask, how many fighters have moved up in weight and beat the boogeymans of the division? I mean, I think
nobody.
But
Not really.
I mean, Bernard
really
Hopkins,
nobody.
Bernard Hopkins being
No, he was not a boogeyman when he moved up. No, he was not a boogeyman when he moved up. Come on.
No, I'm saying
no fighter moves up to any fighter that moves up to different weight classes don't become boogeymans. I don't care how good they are.
Amanda Holyfield did. Amanda Holyfield did.
You heard me?
Yeah, he was a monster, but he was still.
He beat Mike Tyson.
Well, the different breed.
Twice. Yeah, there's only one. Like, there's not many though. I agree with that. There's not many. Like,
I'm saying what fighter?
Pacquiao. Oh, Pacquiao. Pacquiao. What we talking about? It's Pacquiao, right? And then talk about Lomo. Pacquiao and Lomo doing that, ain't it? Ain't they doing that? They're fucking up there.
Hey, you know what? Olaf, Olaf the Mighty. He posed an interesting question. This is a good question though. He said here, hey, did AJ's win over Povetkin raise his stock or did it decrease his stock? What do you guys think?
I give AJ more. I give Povetkin more credit than a lot of people do, but it probably just kept it about the same because a lot of people wasn't looking forward to it. At least from what I've seen, maybe people in the UK were looking more forward to it, and people in the Russian people, his fans.
Well, if you ask me, I think it didn't really move the needle that much. I mean, it did give AJ some bit of confidence because he got a knockout victory. Last two performances weren't his two prior performances weren't that great. So, but at the same time, as you said, Battle is that people were expecting that anyway. They didn't really weren't interested in that Povetkin fight. They just like, okay, it's business as usual. So now people are expecting more. Yeah. Now people are expecting AJ to get in there against the Furies, against the Wilders of the world. That's what they want to see him in there against now. So, I mean, again, to answer all of this question, it just kept the stock the same. It didn't really decrease it. It probably would have decreased it if he did knock out Povetkin, or if he really struggled against him. If he looked very bad against him, yeah, they would have dropped his stock. But he had a good performance. Man. He knocked him out. Yeah.
Man, I think having a good fight where you overcome stuff with a bloody nose and you overcome stuff is always going to be great for your finger. In terms of stock, boxing doesn't work on stock. We're not in the stock exchange, so what basically the fans are going to you ask him, does the next time he fights, are the fans not going to come? they're gonna come, bro. Like Joshua is the main event in the country that England hasn't got no heavyweight champion. Like, you're coming from a country where maybe I don't know what country you're from anyway. We're coming from a country we don't have many heavyweight champions. The last two is just Lennox Lewis and Joshua. So you'll come and Tyson Fury. Don't forget him. Like, you come from a country where like Joshua is the main event in the country. Nothing else is going on. So if you're talking about stock, like the people go still like the only reason people ain't gonna come if Joshua loses and he lose, so they're gonna keep coming. Yeah. Like it's like Mayweather is undefeated. Whether he has a bad fight or stinky, like Mayweather has some real bad fights, right? You talking about stock? Did he stop the crease? All he did is just change his name from Pretty to Money, changed his persona, and just threw money in the toilet and threw money at the people, and people hated him. So
people can
if you're talking about, So let's figure out this, right? Let's do Joshua, who turned, like, if you guys watch wrestling, let's say because Joshua would be considered a baby face, right? Let's do Joshua turn heel. So Joshua comes in with a leather jacket like fucking like Eric Bischoff and shit. Says, I've had enough of you fans. Yeah, you've been leeching on me. You've been stinking on me. How big would he be after that? Like, he'll just blow up all the net. Like, he's just turned on his fans in the UK. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, like, Joshua's always gonna be the cash cow, the most favorite baby son, and this and that. Stock doesn't matter. The only time stock loses is if he loses. So as long as he wins, even if he has a bad performance, they're still going to turn out. I'll give you this in question. Vladimir Klitschko had a fight with Betkin, right? The same fight, and it was terrible. I don't know if you guys saw it. You asked that question. Did he stop decrease after having that stinking fight? So you think about that. Think about that, right? Think about that. Did he stop? Did he even increase? So when you think about it, like you know what I'm saying? Like this boxing is not about stock. It's about wins and losses. That's what it's about. Yeah. So there you go.
Well, let me just say this. Mr. Boxer Today actually summed it. Mr. Boxer Today in the chat was good. Shout out to him. He summed this up perfectly. He said, "Look, stock cannot really rise beating a guy that you're 8-1 favorite to beat," which is true. AJ took care of his business though, but solid win in my opinion. So to that point, it's in line to mine. So it's like, yeah, he was the favorite to win. Even though 7-1 is actually the actual betting odds, which was very surprising to me. But still, though, AJ took care of business like he was supposed to, but it was still a good win. So just kind of kept everything, you know.
It wouldn't have been crazy if you bet on Povetkin since the odds were so high, though.
I bet on Povetkin.
You did?
Yeah, I put a
yeah,
tenner.
EJ did. EJ did. They lost him some money.
I'm AJ's my boy, but I'm looking to clear up. I'm still pissed off that I didn't put money down for Mike Tyson. And Mike Tyson's I like Mike Tyson, but Mike Tyson versus Buster Douglas, I'm still pissed I never put money down back and then. I'm trying to catch up from 1980. Yeah.
I remember when I had worked a job where I was getting paid pretty decent and I wasn't spending any money. So I put $1,000 on Alexander. $1,000 on Usyk to beat Marco Huck, and then because it was right before the fight. I kept asking myself, should I put it down? Should I put it down? Should I put it down? And I saw so much like potential in them that I just put it down anyway.
Yeah.
And then
it was so also go ahead, Battle. I'm sorry. Go ahead, man. Finish up. My bad.
It was so high that the bank they didn't let it go through. I mean, my Navy Federal, they didn't let it go through. They had called me asking me, did I put it down? I was like, yeah. And they was like, oh, okay, we stopped it. And then they said you could try it again, but it was too late because the fight was on. And I could have got money off that.
Yeah. Well, you know what?
Oh shit! Damn, I can't believe you're gonna put 1,000 though. Yeah, like I can't believe you're gonna put 1,000.
I thought because I had watched Usyk and I've seen some of his amateurs. I was like, man, this dude is the truth. And I was like, he's gonna fight Marco Huck next.
He was the favorite though. He was the favorite though. Like going into that fight though, wasn't he?
Because Marco Huck just beat. I mean, no, not Huck. It was Glowacki. It was Glowacki. And Glowacki
but he was the favorite. He was still the favorite. Yeah, I know, but he just beat Marco Huck, but he was still the favorite though going into that fight though. So you weren't gonna get that much, man. You probably get your money back.
Yeah, it was only. You're not gonna get that much money. It was a 2-to-1 betting on. That's all it was.
Actually, the
betting odds
with 130 to 115. It was really close.
Yeah, it was close.
But when I bet down, if I put a 10 down on like Buster, I didn't put the bet down for Buster Douglas, by the way. If I did, I would have put £10. I would have probably got £200 back because Mike Watts was, and the same with AJ and Golovkin. They're like, if you look at Golovkin's odds, every time Golovkin is always a massive favorite, right? Not in the Canelo fight, but in the first Canelo fight, he was a big favorite, right? My friend put money on the draw. So he got he got a lot of money back on that draw. So what I'm trying to say to you is that when I put money down on AJ to lose, it's not because I want him to lose, but just in case he loses, I'm looking to capitalize. What I mean is that Buster Douglas move is always there, and you don't want to be one of them guys that I wish I put money down. That's what I mean. And I've capitalized a couple of times. Tyson Fury beating Vladimir Klitschko, Ronda Rousey losing to. I put money on Holly Holmes, and I've capitalized on two of them big things right there, and also Diaz versus McGregor. I was gonna put money down.
Yeah,
but, you know what I mean. So that's what I mean.
Well, let me. The Texas in the chat. He asked about the betting odds. He's like, hey, how about those betting odds about Wilder and Fury? What are they looking at right now? Well, the last time I checked is that I think it's 3-1 in favoring Wilder right now. As soon as
what though? Knockout. Fury's people putting Fury on points, man. A lot of people got money on Fury on points on that shit, you know. I talked to Spencer Fearon. Earlier in the day from Sky Sports. So he said he has Fury on points, man.
Man, so the betting odds are not far apart, and some people are going to say, well, is it because the bookies don't believe that Wilder's skills are good enough to beat Fury? Is that why, or they don't think he will be able to dominate him? I mean, I don't know, but it could be the possibility that that's the case. But at the same time, they still believe that Fury could pull something off, may have some tricks off his sleeve that we didn't see in that fight. So that's why they have it that close. So that's a possibility. Because right now, a few weeks ago, Fury was booked a favorite to beat Wilder. Very surprisingly, he was
I need to put money on them odds right there, man. Is they crazy? Like the funny thing about it, boxing, it's just one of them things that because they're both gangly big human beings, that fight, I'll be honest with you, that could be a circus or it could be one of the greatest fights you ever saw. But guaranteed, the odds are gonna be on it. Like they're gonna be hustling. Like, can Wilder knock him out? Can Fury beat him on points? Can Fury stop Wilder? Yeah. Like, is anyone even thinking about that odds right there? Can Fury actually stop Wilder? Like, can you imagine if he did that, knock Wilder out?
Man, you see Man,
Yeah,
that'd
but
be so crazy.
here's the thing. Pete Money is in the chat. What's going on, Pete Money? Pete Money says that Ortiz should be fighting Brazil. Period. No one else, in my opinion. He needs to be at this point. Yeah, so I mean, I think that should happen. Ortiz should be fighting Dominic Brazil. He should fight Dominic Brazil. Brazil did come out and say
Go ahead. No, I just realized, I can see why you picked. Go ahead, man. My bad. Go ahead. Finish what you said.
No, I was going to say that Brazil did come out and say that he's willing to put his mandatory status on the line against anybody. So, yeah, Dominic Brazil can make that fight against Ortiz on the line against him.
I just realized, I just realized why you picked why you said Dillian White, because he's got that ranking. That's where your mindset. I just realized that's what you're thinking, right? But in England,
yeah, exactly. That's why I was thinking.
I just clicked onto what you was thinking. But over here in England, we've already got it set in December that Derek Chisora is going to fight Dillian White. But they're haggling about Dillian's taking the piss. He's trying to say that Derek should only get 25%. Dylan's taking the piss, right? It's a pay-per-view card, and he's trying to say Derek should only get 25%. And obviously you get a take off the gross of the pay-per-views. And I was like, what the fuck is that? Like, Dylan is taking the piss. Like, how do you go from a very close fight that he won, that most people thought Derek won, that you're going to give the man only 25%? Right? But Dylan's looking at, well, I just beat the number one contender, a guy who was formerly a world champion, which is, what's his name again, against Joseph Parker. And who have you beat? Like, who has he really beat? He beat Takum. You know what I mean? Takum was a good fight, though. But look at Takum and Joseph Parker. But he isn't. But when you put Takum and Joseph Parker, it was a pretty good fight, though. But, Joseph Parker won the fight. But Takum versus Joseph Parker, a world champion, versus a guy who's just thereabouts, always in good fights, but never really the ninny man. So Dylan's got a good point. I can't even deny that. So that's the problem right now, and that's the fight they're looking for. Actually, I think it's November, actually, not December. They're looking for that fight for the November. No, sorry, it is December. I think it's December fight. So
yeah.
Nixon says I'm going to go against the grain and pick the Fury. I picked him against Klitschko while the people said I was insane.
Yeah, well, hey, the betting odds are not that wide between the two. So, if you want to pick Fury to win it, why not? I'm not gonna knock you for that. Yeah. So, hey, Black Seas. Oh, that's Ross Black. He's talking about Black Latin Seas. Yeah. Another thing too, I don't put wrenches in my hangouts, guys. I don't know why. I just don't feel no need to do that, because I think sometimes people do need to have their own voice and their own opinions. They can say what they want to say, but respectful. But if you do get out of line, I'll do it myself. I'll take you out of here myself. I don't need to put wrenches on.
and some people just have. And some people just
shit. That was good.
Where, like, if you just say anything,
hey, EJ. Yeah, hey, that's too bad. EJ, Rick Floss said, no, White ain't taking the piss. He just has taken more. He's taking more risk. He's taking risks. Most heavyweights will sit and wait, and no need to fight that donkey. But White would probably risk it all. Are you talking about the Chisora as a donkey, or are you talking about Wilder?
Yeah, he's talking about Chisora. Chisora is a donkey. He's talking about Chisora. Yeah.
Oh, he's talking about Chisora. Okay.
Yeah, because Chisora Dylan called him a donkey. You're like, oh, donkey. You know what I mean? He called him a donkey in it.
Oh, yeah.
So, like,
what is?
Yeah, he's like, who's the donkey now? Who's the donkey now?
Derek bit him, Derek bit him. Derek headbutted him on the floor and bit his chest, Dylan, get him off. Oh, yeah. You can't get him. Fucking crazy, man. This is crazy, that shit, man. Hey, what's up with Low Places? Low Places been incarcerated, I heard he's in Shawshank. That's what I heard, man.
I heard. Did he report to prison right now? I don't want to prove his business. Is that
like the movie show?
Yeah, he's in Shawshank. He's in Shawshank. That's what I heard. They got rusty handcuffs around his leg and shit. I heard he locked down, bro. They got him in one cell. Man. They got him in there with one bucket to piss on the corner.
Yeah, we need to talk about it offline, because I need to talk to you about that. What's going on with that situation? Now, one day I ain't heard from him. So anyhow,
I was just joking. He's not in Shawshank.
I'm about to say.
Nah. I haven't heard from him. I haven't heard from him.
It's not even up and running. It's just kind of like a place where people just visit now because it was such a good movie. And you can actually go to the place and like visit, take pictures with it.
Yeah. Oh, you see the statue of Low Place at the front, right? That's what you're saying? Okay, then move on.
But anyways, guys, I want to talk about this real quickly. Well, before I get into that, I wanted to say about the stadium fight myths, because we need to talk about this because people are running around with the stadium fights. Oh, Wilder don't do stadium fights. Fury don't sell at stadium. Why should he get this and that nerve versus Joshua? Why should Wilder get this, that nerve for Joshua? I want to say something, and you guys can get your input after this. Let me just say this. First of all, the stadium fight thing is a freaking myth, all right? There have been many great fighters like Joe Kawasaki, Lennox Lewis. They've all stadium fights when they were coming up in the UK. All right, they were all successful there. But what did they do after that? Lennox Lewis, particularly, when he became the WBC champion, he went to defend it across the shores from time to time, okay? He spent most of his prime years and his latter years in the States. And because of that, he gained more notoriety. He made more money there, even in arenas in the U.S. He made more money, and he became one of the biggest heavyweight draws and a pay-per-view star here in the United States because of that. And he finished his career here in a Hall of Fame fight in L.A., by the way, at the Staples Center where Wilder and Fury's going to fight at 15 years ago against another Hall of Famer, Vitaly Klitschko. So if Lennox Lewis could do that and made the money that he did, leaving the UK to go to the United States to finish his career there and have his career there in his final years, fighting in New York and fighting in other parts of the United States and fighting in L.A. and Vegas, why can't Joshua do the same thing? First of all, again, stadium fights, the revenue that you generate here in the U.S. in the U.S. arena fights make way more money than stadium fights in the U.K. That's a fact. That's a proven fact. So this whole thing about stadium fight myths and all that, I don't buy into that. Plain and simple. That's just a diversion tactic to get, for people to say that Wilder or Fury don't deserve that much against Anthony Joshua. That's all it is. They're using that against him. And to me, that just makes no sense. And speaking of Joe Kawasaki did fights. It was more of a draw in the UK than Bernard Hopkins. Why did he go to the United States to fight Bernard Hopkins? Why did he do that? He didn't have to do it, but he did. And Hopkins wasn't nearly the draw as Kawasaki was in the States. He went over here, he came over here and fought him and beat him. And he did the same thing for Roy Jones. So, again, guys, this whole stadium myth thing, man, fight myth, you got to get off of that. That's just a myth. If Joshua really wanted to fight in the States, he could if he wanted to. But the thing is that, to me, in my opinion, the reason why he don't want to do it, or he does, is that, in my opinion, he doesn't feel like he can fight out of his comfort zone. And another thing is that they're using this as to not give Wilder or Fury any type of offer if they were to fight. That's just my opinion on it. But go ahead, guys. What's you guys' take on it?
Go ahead, Battle. You go first.
I mean, that is true. It's I think we was talking about that yesterday. As far as the stadium goes, America does really good numbers. And you mentioned Lennox Lewis, and I think the funny thing is, I think when I looked at some of his old footage, I think he was bigger in Canada than people like Razor Ruddock was, because I think he fought out of Canada when he was in the amateurs.
Well, what happened was Lennox was born in the UK. He left the UK. His mother got another job. They left when he was 11 years old. Then he spent his early childhood years and his teenage years in Canada. So that's why he fought for Canada in the Olympics. And he became a little popular there, but he won gold medal. But he started his pro career there in the UK and fought there and gained an audience. He started to sell out in arenas and stadiums. And then after that, when he became the WBC champion by default, after Bo threw it in the trash and refused to fight him, we all know about that infamous duck, probably the blatantest duck in history, in my opinion. He decided to defend his title in between the United States and the UK, and then he lost his title in the UK against Oliver McCall. Then after that, he went back to the States and started to fight there full time. And due to that, he regained his title. He gained the lineal championship. He fought Holyfield. He fought Michael Grant. He fought Tyson. He fought Rockman. He fought all these guys. He fought Klitschko. He fought them all here in the States. He became one of the biggest cash cows in the heavyweight division and a draw. And he was a pay-per-view star. Not as big as Tyson Holyfield, but he was up there with him. He was like number 3 and number 4, the biggest heavyweight cash cow.
He got more love. He got a little more love in America.
Yeah, he got
more.
Yeah, he got more love in America than more popular in the United States.
Yeah, he was more popular.
The thing is, I think we have to both realize that, for any of these fighters to actually get some of the fame here in the States, and it really shouldn't matter like who's doing bigger in each state, because somebody's going to come to each person's land anyway. So the thing is, they gotta think, what they gotta look at is, can they do enough where people are just going to tune in and just be like, I'm here to see both the fighters. I'm not just here to see just one, or I'm not just here to see the other. Because
Dude,
somebody... Go ahead.
Dude, man, like, let me tell you, when Muhammad Ali fought George Foreman and Zaire, where there was no boxing fights in there. Listen, bro, when they decide to make a fight like the World Series boxing series in Dubai, right? George Groves versus Callum Smith, right? Boxing is a world sport. Wherever they decide to have the fight in the planet, bro, everyone's gonna go over there to fight if they can. Like I know Vegas has been and America has been the main place, but as you've seen, the sport's a world sport, so you can have a fight in vanilla, and that's the thing about Ali.
Yeah.
Ali, that's why when people look at the world champion, Ali would go to Germany, he would fight in England, he would fight in Africa, he would fight all over the world. Like that's what the world champion is. The world champion is when you see when you see the flags on the belt, right, of the belt, the WBC belt, or all the belts, right? It means you can fight anywhere. You can draw. Now the only thing is they have it in certain places because they're talking about the maximum draw, so they say. But bruh, who can draw bigger than Dubai? There's no taxes in Dubai, you know. There's no taxes. So, bro, you're basically gonna get all your money. The only thing is when you come back, they might tax you. But if you stay in Dubai, like you can get all your money. Like, so what I'm trying to say to you is that the money's a draw anyway. All that stadium stuff to me is bullshit. Because if the fight's not good, doesn't even mean anything. Because Vladimir had loads of stadium fights. Some of them are whack. Stadiums don't mean anything. I know it looks good on the eye, but when I've seen some small like bloody Mickey Ward and fucking Gatty in a smaller arena, and then there's a much better fight that you can remember. So the stadiums and all that is smoke. Eddie Hearn, that's what Eddie Hearn puts to the people: money, accountancy, 50-50, stocks and all that shit. Like, it ain't got nothing to do with boxing, bro. Ain't got nothing to do with boxing. Like your stock and all that shit. This is not the stock exchange, bro. That's what Eddie Hearn understands that because that's what he used to sell. But let's talk about boxing. Yeah, behind closed doors, I don't want to know what they're saying. Give me 50-50, fight anywhere on the planet, and we will come because you know why? I tell you, more than I don't on people here listening, right? And Dan's comment section right now, and Bao and Dan himself, right? We are so hardcore that we would probably wait up in the middle of the night if there was a good fight on, and we would wait there patiently waiting for it to come on. I kid you not, because I do it all the time. I do it every Saturday. Everyone accuses me of dropping asleep. And yeah, exactly. And it's not because I'm dropping asleep. It's because the timing here is I'm in the morning. But guaranteed, if you guys have to do what I do, you guys will still do it. So we're more hardcore than we don't care where it is in the planet. As long as we've got a TV and we've got a live stream where we don't have to pay, we'll go watch it. So it doesn't matter where. And we're in the internet world. So my whole thing is that they can sell it anywhere. It will sell anywhere, right? So it don't have to be a stadium to me, but stadiums do look good.
Let me say this. All right, I see I'm biased in the chat before I introduce bias, but Mala, what's going on, Mala? Mala is in the chat, says, look, AJ doesn't need to fight the US. I'm like, well, neither did Kawasaki, neither did Lennox Lewis. But they made that choice and they came over here and they did it. Particularly Lennox Lewis. He had a great career here and he made more money here in the States than he did in the UK.
And I don't think Eddie Hearn realized that if anybody is in probably like the better seat, like to really spread their name wide, it's AJ. Or maybe he does realize it, but he should really consider taking AJ to the States because you have his home base. You have the UK with him, and he can make more fans in the States. Even if he only fight him bum. I'm saying
his mom doesn't want to let him outside. His mom don't let him let AJ go too far. AJ likes to stay close to his moms, isn't it? You know what I mean? It's like Lennox Lewis. If you notice that the UK guys are very close to their moms, and it ain't going nowhere. They ain't going nowhere too far.
Well, why does he train in the UK and then ship a flight out when the fight is close?
Because everything's comfortable for him. It's just comfortable. Everything's just here around here. He likes his friends around him. And like it's like Mayweather. Why did Mayweather never fight in anywhere else? Well, ask Mayweather why he never came out of Vegas.
That's true.
Because he probably wouldn't get decisions. He probably wouldn't get decisions.
It's comfort zone. It's comfort zone.
Yeah, it's comfort zone.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly my point.
It's working. So go ahead. Jump on it.
Yeah. No, I was going to say, EJ, that's a good point. As I said, I think it's all due to the fact that it's a comfort zone. I don't think AJ is comfortable fighting out of side where he's at right now. That doesn't mean he's scared. It just means he's just not comfortable fighting outside the UK. That's just me being honest.
And I know y'all not fans of
in the UK.
And I know y'all not fans of hypothetical, but I feel like he needs to because I mean, if he wants to make the money, And then
It's making money now, though. It's making money now. So, why did Vladimir not come out? Why did Vladimir not? I know he did come out, but why did Vladimir stay the majority of his career where he was? Because he was making good money there. And look, he's making good money, man. And England hasn't, like I said, England's never had that many world champions. You know what I'm saying? They've had that many. So why the fuck they gonna change shit?
Yep.
Well, I mean, if AJ, just feels he's comfortable, I would just, it was a hypothetical from the beginning, but if he, I would just think like the best possible choice.
Can I just jump in here? I think that AJ needs to actually come over to the U.S., man. Like it's important for him. It's important for him.
You guys.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Look, EJ, I know you probably like, he doesn't have to because he has to make money. But even
I agree with you. He does, but I'm just saying, I know. But for you guys, especially you're from America, you want to see what we've been seeing over here that we get for free. We get for free. You want to see, want to see the attraction.
Well, no, I think. Go ahead, Tobias. Go ahead.
I'd be happier if Wilder went over to the UK and fought over there because the UK fans will appreciate the whole moment more, right?
Yeah, you're right.
The pay-per-view buys would still hit the mark even if it was in the UK. So
yeah, how big did Jeff Horn versus Terrence Crawford do?
That wasn't a pay-per-view.
I'm just saying, it's just as far as numbers, because Jeff Horn is Australian.
Right. Well, I mean, I don't know the numbers off the top of my head, but it probably didn't do that much if we're just being honest.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Hey, P Money says, look, P Money is in the chat says, look, AJ needs to come to the States. If he doesn't, then he's gonna not be fighting for legacy. He's be fighting for comfort.
All right, let me put this one. Mayweather needs to. When Mayweather was fighting, he needed to come to the UK. How about that?
Yeah.
How about them apples, eh?
EJ was gonna say that.
Because
you know what?
You know what? Yeah, you know why? Because we got big stadiums. We got massive stadiums. Look at the crowd. Look at these. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, but EJ, even
shit, bro.
EJ, even Prince Nassim came to America and fought.
Because the money was more money. It was more money. It was more money. Yeah, but it's a business decision. But as soon as he got that big fight with Barrera, he jumped back on the plane and fought Thingy Bundu. I think it was Bazali Bundu, or fought an African dude. Or it wasn't an African dude. It was another guy.
Yeah, he came and fought Kevin Kelly. He fought Augie Sanchez in the States, and then he fought Barrera and got really beaten.
Yeah. But he got a massive payday. He got a massive payday for that. But he came over for the money and got shipped out. But what I'm trying to say to you is this, right? End of the day, we're saying we need to come to America, but I'm saying the world is you can fight anywhere. Like this is what I'm gonna say to you. Like we're just putting it to English speaking countries. Like they can go anywhere they want, bro, and fight anywhere. Like you know what I'm saying? We just want it because we're kind of selfish and we're used to. We're spoiled. We are spoiled. But Mayweather, in Mayweather's generation and some of them generations, in the 80s, it was a different thing. These guys used to go anywhere where the belts were. Trust me. In this generation, everyone's on this thing like Broner. All them dudes, you always got like the dudes just don't want to. Dudes just want to stay in America, and then sometimes, the proving ground in boxing is usually going out your country into another person's country, like Terence Crawford did, like Tim Bradley did, like Errol Spencer's done, and going to get a belt somewhere else, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what's up right there, bro. That's what's up right there. They're staying in your patch.
Yeah. That's what
Usyk
did for pretty much his whole career. Usyk beat guys in their own backyard.
But it's still Europe, isn't it?
Well, yeah, I guess.
You could say Golovkin. You could also say Golovkin is fair shit too, for the most part. Too.
Yeah,
and Lennox Lewis did too. That's why Lennox Lewis became a great fighter. He did that. Well, he fought BNC fighters, but Lennox Lewis actually beat a lot of great heavyweights, very good and great heavyweights in the back. So
another great fighter, like Tank Davis. Yeah. Tank Davis, another great fighter. Look, come to England, innit? Come to England early. Mayweather smart. Came in market. See, people in England, right? When Tank Davis came over, bro, a lot of people love I met Tank Davis. A lot of people love Tank Davis over here, you know. They love Tank Davis over here. Tank Davis could make a career over here. He could make nice money over here.
Yeah,
I don't think
you know what?
Knock him out like that.
Yeah. Hold on, Battle. Mike from Pound said something in the chat, which is a very interesting question. I want to address this. I'm just wondering the argument that is made about Joshua Neaton fighting the U.S., which I do agree, by the way, Did we in the States make that same argument about Jones need to fight abroad? I did. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
I thought he Darius Michalczewski. I was imploring him to do
Michalczewski. Yeah, Michalczewski. Yeah.
Michalczewski. Yeah, I was imploring him to do that. He didn't want to do that, and I was pissed off at Roy for not doing it. I thought he should have gone over to Germany, but he didn't want to do it. So I made an argument. And let me say something.
Why he should go over there when he #1 pound for pound, Dan? That dude.
You know why? Because what happened to Parnell?
I'll tell you what.
No, but what happened to Parnell? What happened to Parnell and some other guys? What happened to Parnell and some of them guys there? Parnell.
He got robbed in that Jose Luis.
And so did Corey Spinks, and so did Corey Spinks in the tag.
Yeah, against the Italian dude.
Yeah, that's why. Like, because Roy's like, and Roy already went to Seoul, Korea, and got robbed. He's like, nah, bro, I'm not going nowhere. So I understand.
Yeah, I hear. No, let me ask B Marsh. Yeah, what's up, B Marsh, man? I mean, look,
what's up, B Marsh?
I'm good, brother. You know, we're chilling. But yeah, to answer your question, I agree with you say he is pound #1. He didn't have to do it, but to me, I thought he would easily handle Michalczewski. He would have knocked him out. I'm like, knock this guy out. Michalczewski was not an impressive light heavy. He had some good wins, but I just wasn't really impressed by him. He was one-dimensional to me. Jones could have beat him.
Yeah, he could have beat him.
He could have beat him. I was like, dude,
that was a lineal champion. Yeah, but Germany was bad, bro. But Germany was bad, you know. Germany was bad for decisions, bro. Germany was fucking bad. I don't blame you. I don't blame Roy not coming out of there, bro. They were bad. Like, I think the guy who knocked him out was a Chavez guy. I can't remember. It was a Mexican guy. Roy Jones.
It was Julio Cesar Gonzalez.
Bro. That guy went over and fucked Michalczewski up over there, bro.
So that was an old Michalczewski, though. That was going to happen. That's an old Michalczewski. They caught him at the right time.
Yeah, but he's a bitch. The thing is, but at the same time, because the thing is, he was linear, right? And Roy, he didn't want to fight. They said Roy should fight him. But Roy, look, that guy Michalczewski, why did he come over to America? That's what Roy was saying. Roy knows I'm the best.
For them, his highest payday. Make $5 million.
Yeah, that was the highest payday. Michalczewski turned it down too. But here's the thing. It goes back to the point of comfort zone. Michalczewski didn't want to do it because he was afraid to fight outside of Germany. He wasn't comfortable doing that. He knew that he had all the advantages where he was at too. I'm not saying Roy
out making $1 million over there every fight.
Exactly. So he was more comfortable doing that.
Marcel Griffin.
Yeah. You know what though? EP Money in the chat. He's like, look, man, I don't want to hear all this. Fury's coming to America with that lineal title. What's all the excuses, man?
What lineal title? He ain't gonna Lennox Lewis is good. Lennox Lewis. Tell him he needs to go get it from Lennox Lewis because Lennox Lewis is the last lineal champion. Everyone knows that. Gentlemen get lost with that bullshit.
One Vitaly, actually. I mean, Vladimir was.
Nah. He never know. No, he never had all the belts. He never had all the belts. The last
I'm sorry to tell you.
All them cheating. I
can tell you this, bro. You don't need all the belts to become lineal. I agree with that.
You know why? Because they're the same sport writers. You know what it is? They're the same sport writers. They're the same sport writers who made Chocolate or #1. They're the same sport writers who got Triple G #1. They change the narratives because the old timers are dead, but we ain't dead yet. Lennox Lewis is the last linear champion. That's the truth. Until they have all the belts, then they can claim that. I know Lennox Lewis retired.
I agree.
Vladimir. I know they recognized him, right? Remember when he got that belt, right? They gave it to him after 10 years. They would not give him that belt. Very seriously, he didn't get that belt until he beat David Haye. So up until that point, they never gave him no credit.
He beat Shagayev.
No, really?
And the lineal.
Yeah, he beat Shagayev. Yeah.
What was that belt they gave him? How many belts did he have at that point? The two?
Klitschko had the IBF. He had the WBO and the IBO belt. He fought Shagayev for the lineal and the vacant lineal and the ring title.
Yeah.
His brother
bullshit. Yeah. That's bullshit. The man still Lennox Lewis. The man still Lennox. That's why Vitaly tried to drag Lennox Lewis out because he knew that Lennox was that guy. And Lennox said, fuck that, I'm gonna die with that shit. You ain't getting a sniff. Yeah. That was your shot. And you ain't getting it. So what I'm trying to say to you is that realistically, the real lineal champion, right? The real lineal champion, no, they gave it to Vladimir. Let's be real, they gave it to him. But the real lineal champion is Lennox Lewis. Until these guys fight each other, there's no lineal champion. Don't care what that crackhead, smokehead, Tyson Fury tells you. Don't listen to him. right?
Well,
He know what time it is.
Fox strike. Hey, EJ, I hear you, but the Fox strike's like, well, wait a minute, hold up. Did Larry Holmes have all the belts after he beat Ali?
Yeah,
That's a good point.
yeah. You know, he did when he beat Muhammad Ali. He did. Yeah, when he beat Ali, he did.
Yeah,
But then he
that
recognized him as champion.
yeah, one.
Yeah.
No. But there was only two belts. There was only two belts at the time. There was only kind of two belts at the time. Remember, he had a fight.
Well, he didn't have the WBA.
No. But when he
didn't have the WBA belt.
Yeah, but when he beat Ken, but he was recognized. Yeah, I know. But when he beat Ali, they recognized him. That's what I'm trying to say.
Right.
No, but they didn't recognize Larry Holmes until he beat Ali, bro. It was just one of them things. It's like Joe Louis and thingy. That's how it is, bro. Yeah, it's on Charles. That's how it is. This is all on the issue, bro. That's why you think Vitali and Larry Merchant was fucking foaming at the mouth. They weren't Lennox to come out. And Lennox's people, why has he said, nope, we're gonna you I know what you're trying to do to our legacy. You want, because the thing is, if Lennox went back in and lost, Lennox would have been pissed. You know what I mean? I think I came out. Am I still in the hangout? I'm still. Oh, okay.
But you know,
this is why this lineal. This is why B. Marshall and I had a conversation about this on Made Man's video, which was a cool conversation about this lineal talk. Here's the thing, though. It's very confusing. EJ, you brought up a good point about them people moving the goalposts on the rules here. First things first, one of the rules that states on the lineal championship status to maintain it, you cannot 1, retire, 2, you cannot move to another division, or 3, you cannot be, or if you fall dead or somewhere. Okay, fair enough. But Garcia is not. He beat Sergey Lipinets, which is bizarre to me. I don't know how the hell he got that crown. That was his first lineal. That was his fight at 140. What's up? Go ahead. Yeah, he became the lineal champion when he beat Lipinets at 140. He vacated his 140 belt. That 135. That makes no sense. And he's still the lineal champion at 140. Mikey Garcia.
What the fuck did Lipinets do at 140?
Exactly.
In a fight for the lineal, you see? That one, I don't know about that one. I don't know about
exactly.
that one.
No, they're making rules. That's what you're trying to say. They're making rules. They're making rules as they go along. They start this Oscar De La Hoya took over the Ring magazine because the Ring magazine was like the pride and joy of boxing. They call it the Bible of boxing. He desecrated it when he put an MMA fighter on it. Then he cemented it onwards with some of the bullshit and the narrative they put out. First off, the first narrative they ever put out, Chocolito was pound for pound number 1. Like he moved from number 5. No, he moved from number 10 to number 5 to number 1 in a week. Right? Then the second one now they got Triple G number 1. And you know the normal fans are gonna believe it. So now they probably if we look at it now, if Triple G was number 1, I bet we look at it now, I bet Canelo was number 1. I bet Canelo's gonna be number 1 pound for pound.
No, they got Canelo number 3. Yeah, they got Lomachenko
number 1. Don't worry. They're gonna do it. They're gonna make him number 1. They're gonna make him they're gonna make him number 1 within this year. They'll make him number 1. Trust me. They'll make it number 1. They're not trying to do it straight away. They will. Yeah. But what I'm trying to say to you, what we're trying to point out, B. Marsh, is that we're in a very important time where these people, there's political people putting certain things in because no one can tell them nothing no more. There's no Bert Sugars, there's no Bill Catons, there's none of them old school people. Hey, you know what I mean? Even Teddy Atlas, they took his power because Teddy Atlas, even though he's old crony, he'll tell you what's going on here. But even not because Teddy Atlas, he didn't recognize Terrence. He doesn't recognize Terrence Crawford for his skills. He'd rather Lomachenko over Andre Ward and him. So
but he has an infatuation these days with these Eastern Europeans. That's just
absolutely
how Teddy Atlas
is. He's got Vartic.
Yeah, he's
absolutely. He's got Vartic. He has. That's right. You're right about that. And he took Povetkin. He has got them, right? So what I'm trying to say to you is that he's been around American fighters. I ain't gonna lie to you, American fighters are fucking hard to deal with, bro. Like, they don't listen as well. So why the fuck you gonna be an American fighter who don't listen and stress you out? When you go a European fighter and they're just very humble and respectful. I mean, where you go? Because I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. When I train fighters, I train fighters in England, and I got enough of them bros over here, and they're fucking rude as fuck. They might be talented, but them motherfuckers will give you grey hair, and it ain't worth it, bro. It just ain't worth it. It ain't worth it because they will fucking. Like some of them they didn't come from some good backgrounds, man, and they're looking to whatever bullshit they had in life, they're looking to put it on you as a trainer, and you end up fucking broken down. It's not worth it, bro. And there's loads of fighters like that in the gym. I avoid them, bro. I don't care how talented they are. I don't give a fuck because some of them
Eastern European fighters have almost like throughout history have never stayed with their trainer, like they're stable, like they're out of the cradle. trainer. You know how Lomachenko has his dad now, and then you had Vasily Petrov. He had an Eastern European trainer, and he changed him. And
well, that's not necessarily the case because Sergey Kovalev is one of the examples where he sticks with one trainer. When things don't go his way, he'll go to another trainer. He did again.
I mean, he's been with John David Jackson. He's been with Abel Sanchez. I think he's going to Buddy McGirt
now.
Yeah, and then I think
he fired his Russian trainer after that Alvarez loss. And he got Buddy McGirt of all people.
See, Buddy's good. I like Buddy, but Buddy ain't gonna save him. Buddy ain't gonna save him from his ass. I say that right now.
See the thing is, this is why I think you have to really surround yourself with like just you get your trainer and then you get somebody like you surround yourself with other trainers so you can get some insights and do that, because as far as
Kovalev had plenty of that with John.
I'm not just saying Kovalev. I'm just saying like with the Eastern European fighters, I think Povetkin changed his trainer as well. And Ricky Hatton, I think he had.
You know why they do that? Though? You know why they do that? Because they're stingy and they want all the money. Because the reason why they got rid of Mr. Bashir, it wasn't because he wasn't good enough. No, because he made Usyk. When you call Usyk Lomachenko, it was because Mr. Bashir was with him, right? So it wasn't because of his skills, because he was doing really good. He never got hit. It was because they want to be cheap. That's what it was. They don't want to pay Mr. Usyk cost a lot of money. And he was sitting there. I remember talking to Mr. Bashir, and he was in the hotel. I go, "What are you doing?" He goes, "I'm in there eating blueberries." He was in the hotel eating blueberries. He was making me laugh. I mean, he goes, EJ, life's beautiful. He was over there getting paid. So you know what I'm saying? So they said, "Nah, his contract too big." Right? So what they did, they replaced him with the assistant, because they realized Usyk is a talented fighter. It doesn't matter who's in his corner. You see what I'm saying? It's all about money, and they're like, okay. You know what I'm saying? So you could have all the information.
Yeah.
But as you saw with Sergey Kovalev, the fighters, like some fighters they're not receptive to that. Some of them just want to fight. You know what I'm saying? So they just need some guy to tell them a few information, just let them go. They don't need like fucking 5, 6, 7 people telling them this and that, but it'll fuck them up. They need a couple of people. But Usyk, Kovalev is desperate right now. He's fucking desperate. He don't know what the fuck's going on wrong. He don't realize. You see, the thing is, when you have a winning formula, why do you change it? If the man is saying you're drinking and your lifestyle's not good, why wouldn't you just say, okay, you know what, coach, let me sharpen up? No, but you blame your coach and say he's not good. He's never been good.
Black coach.
No respect, thank you.
You must the drinker.
And that's what and Bimos. That goes back into what I said to you about the character of the fighter. He's not a good person. And another thing as well, listen, when he done that picture of the ape, my man defended him, right? And look what happened to him. That's what I'm trying to say to you. You can't defend bad character. Bad character will show itself up time and time again. Look, and it'll cost you. Look, he's not worth it. He wasn't worth what he was doing, bro. It wasn't worth it, your reputation. So, like, I can see John Jackson. He was a nice guy, but when that shit went down, he took a lot of heat, bro. People were calling him, what is he calling, Uncle Ruckus and shit with his ponytail. He was getting that work, bro. You know what I'm saying?
So on his ass, man.
Yeah, they were. They were. Because why are you staying with this dude after he's got a picture of the ape? You know what I mean? And then even what's his name, Kobe? What's his name? Yeah, I think he called him out. I go, wow, I can't believe that you're staying with this guy. And it's true, right? And he knew it as well, but he's like, okay, he knew it. But you know why he stood? It's because the money was good. The money was good. That's what a lot of people do. It's the money. But the reason why they change coaches really is because they want to cut down the money. Because they think certain people getting paid too much. That's what it is.
Yeah, I hear you. But let's move on to another topic. B-March, I'm glad you're here, man, because I'm sure you heard Stevenson versus Gvozdyk got a date. And that day is December 1st, same night as Wilder versus Fury on pay-per-view. But the thing is that it cannot be on that undercard, so they have to split up the telecast. So which means that Stevenson and Gvozdyk are going to be fighting in Canada. What's up?
Yeah. I made a video about that a few days ago, like 5-6 days ago. Like when they announced that Fury and Wilder will be on December 1st, that got me thinking, damn, what's up with Stevenson Day? You know what I mean? Because they already been set it in Montreal. And I figured they would do the same thing they did with the split venue thing with Gary Russell Jr. when he fought over here at the MGM. You know what I mean?
Jojo Diaz. Yeah. It's the same thing. But to me, though,
I like it, though. I like it.
Yeah, I like,
I like
it.
it.
I like
Well,
it.
Stevenson get pay-per-view money in Canada. He ain't gonna lose.
Yeah, but
No,
why is he just not fight?
I like the idea that if one fight is a shit, like because like this weekend we had Joshua and after that it was dead. I like the idea that if one fight is rubbish, then at least we got something else to fall back on. I like it. I like another main event.
Yeah, you know what?
I like it.
Yeah, I like it. You know, to me though, well, obviously Steve probably has a checkered past. That's probably the reason why they probably can't bring him out here. If anything, I wish they could have put his fight on the undercard of Wilder versus Fury. That would have been good.
Yeah,
the Gvozdyk fight.
I think
come over.
He makes good money in Canada. Yeah, he makes good money in Canada.
See, the thing is, who wins that fight though?
Which one, Gvozdyk?
Go ahead,
he's got Teddy Atlas. He got Teddy Atlas over there. You think Teddy Atlas got 2 months to change him? Would you reckon Teddy Atlas gonna change him?
Change who?
Gvozdyk.
What is a tough fight for Stevenson?
He's training him now. He's his trainer, bro. He's training now.
I mean, there's any flaws you've seen from already?
I don't know, man. Couldn't tell you, man.
I don't know about all that.
I don't think Teddy's gonna change, but he gonna get knocked out. He gonna get knocked out. He gonna get knocked out. That's what I know. I know he's a good fighter, but I ain't gonna win. I ain't gonna beat Adoniston.
Oh, Gvozdyk? I thought it's gonna be even, but we'll.
The thing is,
we'll see how he adapts.
The thing is, I've seen what's the name in the past, with the, was a, but almost everybody who gave him the best.
Going in there.
I can hear you. I can hear you. Go ahead, bro.
Well, I've seen Adonis in the past, with the, with the Final Four fight, he struggled a little bit, but Darnell Boone before that fight got deleted. And, I think he got knocked out. He kind of struggled in the second fight. And I think he's kind of struggled with Bika a little bit. So the thing is, the fighters that gave him the most trouble, they had chins. And I don't know how Gvozdyk chin is. He got a boxing ability, but I don't know about his chin.
I seen Tommy Carpence put him on the deck.
Yeah, that's right. That's what
Egyptian dude. That Egyptian dude when he got that WBC interim title.
Isaac Chilemba, right? Is you talking about Isaac Chilemba, or are you talking
about? Nah. There was an Egyptian dude, Isaac Chilemba from Malawi. He was giving.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he's from Malawi.
He broke his hand.
Mm.
Yeah, that's what they brought Teddy Atlas in. That's why they brought Teddy, because he's getting. Yeah, exactly. He's bidding. Yeah, that's why they brought him in.
I gotta find another name for this guy because I just can't pronounce it, and it's. Ugh.
What you talking about?
Which one you talking
about? Gvozdyk.
I'm calling him Goofy.
Mm.
Oh, but Goofy, Gvozdyk. Gvozdyk. That's his name.
Gvozdyk. Gvozdyk. Yeah, I call him Gvozdyk. I eliminate the G.
Yeah.
But he's also, I think he was in the same amateur team as Usyk. So, never know. He probably could have some of that, old training tactics they use, and probably can put some work on Adonis Stevenson. But he would. I mean, it would depend. It probably could be one of those fights where it just end up really clinch heavy. Nobody can really get off, and they probably ends up like a draw again. Adonis Stevenson wasn't clinch heavy, but it was still pretty close. So.
Well, let me see. Okay, guys, I do have a schedule of Deontay Wilder Tyson Fury's 3-city tour date. There's the details right here. I got it right in front of me. So first things first, the tour is going to kick off on Tuesday, which is the day after the press. The day after they're going to be in New York City at the Intrepid Sea Air and Space Museum complex, and then they're going to conclude that tour the day after in LA, where they're going to announce where the venue is going to be. Obviously, we already know where it's going to be. It's going to be at Staples Center, where I live close by. so we know where they're going to be. They're going to be in London first, obviously at the BT Sport headquarters, and they're going to be in New York City to the Air and Space Museum, and then they'll be at the Staples Center, which is open to all these venues are open to the public. It's the London press conference, London meeting. So I just want to throw that out there.
That's good, man. They got to promote that fight.
Yeah. And speaking of that, Jesus is going to be fighting on that undercard. Who do you think he should fight?
Who is?
Usyk? What'd you say?
Who's
fighting? To fight?
Who's going to fight?
What'd you say, Dan? What'd you say? Who's fighting on that card?
Luis Ortiz.
Oh, Luis Ortiz, yeah.
Oh,
He's your
okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Naki or Jared Washington.
Kowanaki.
Or Jared Washington.
Kornacki?
Mm-hmm.
No, not Jared Washington. Hell no.
Bro,
Kornacki's a good fighter.
they're trying to get a knockout for that card. They want people to be excited, bro. They probably ain't gonna put him there against Kunaki because, you know, he probably still can beat him, but I was just like, they probably trying to get a guaranteed knockout.
You don't have to be knockouts. It has to be. It could be a competitive fight that could go distance, man. People like to see action.
Yeah, because Canelo knockouts and the Canelo.
Well, here's the problem. Well, here's the thing: the knockouts. If there's too many knockouts, crowds are gonna get a little restless about that because sometimes they're like, nah, man, I'd rather
like
see
the Canelo Triple G, and that was I mean, I was entertained, like but it was still they had that little gap when they was showing a little Ali footage.
Yeah, I hear you, but still, though, crowds rather they want their money to be used wisely. They don't usually like to pay for quick knockouts, but they rather see fights that are competitive that goes down the stretch. That he'll lead to knockout, that's fine.
And the Kawanaki and Ortiz will be action packed. Kawanaki, man.
Oh yeah, that'll be Kawanaki won't stop coming for her.
You know what they could have put?
That'll be action packed fight.
They could have put. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, I was going to say though. Let me say this. Let me get this out. Kornacki will pressure Ortiz. He'll make him fight. Yeah. And Ortiz is dangerous when you make that dude fight. We saw how wild that to him. But the fact is that that's a good fight. Two stylistic matchups that contrast with each other. I like to see that fight, but I favor Ortiz to beat Kornacki. What do you think?
Me too. I got him beating him too.
I mean, he's a taller fighter, and he's a bigger guy.
Yeah, true. He's better than Charles Martin. Yeah, way better fighter. Go ahead, Battle. Go ahead.
You know who they probably could have put on the card? They could have put a rematch for Roman Gonzalez in Estrada.
So Ringside? That's a different network. That ain't gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. That's a different network. I mean, because Roman still fights on HBO. That's not gonna happen. Mm-hmm. He would fight somebody who's a superfly that signed to Showtime to make that happen.
Showtime,
so there's no
flyweights.
Yeah, they don't do superfly flyweight, so that's not gonna happen, bro. So, I mean, as far as another card, I heard Gary Russell Jr. and Leo Santa Cruz is gonna be on there. Then they decided that. Then I heard they were not gonna be on there. Now I heard again they may be on there. So let's hope they do get on there. But I also heard that Spencer Garcia is gonna be on that undercard. That's the rumor mill.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't like that fight, man.
Garcia. You don't like that fight, B. Marsh? Why? Break it down, brother. Why not?
These guys have fights in their divisions that they need to handle.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
So
I'd rather Spence move up to 154 and fight somebody there. He don't got to stay there.
It would be the same thing.
No, 135 to 147. That's two weight classes.
Yeah, but on 154 pounders are huge, man.
Yeah, well, it's one division, and a lot of people done it.
Well, who should he fight at 154?
To be fair, what's up?
Who should he fight at 154? Jared Hurd?
Nah, I don't see Spence winning that fight. Jared Hurd is too big for Spence. Yeah, he's too big for Spence, man. I don't think Spence is gonna win that fight.
I see him winning it, and it's not a thing that I just, it's a snap jumping like, oh, Errol Spence winning. No, it's just that stylistically wise, I think Errol Spence can beat him, and it's not saying a knock to Jared Hurd. He probably would. I think he beats Jermell Charlo, but stylistically, I think he wins.
Yeah, well, we'll see about that one, man. But like I said, I was going to go back to Mikey Garcia and Errol Spence. I mean, look, we have seen some lightweights that moved up, jumped all the way up from 135 to 147 and challenge themselves. And don't get me wrong, I'm not comparing Mikey Garcia to these guys. We can say Ray Robinson, you can say Roberto Duran, you can say who's the other one? Shane Mosley.
Shane Mosley, yeah.
Yeah, Manny Pacquiao. There's some fighters have. And Mikey Garcia is a great fighter, and I'm not saying that he's guaranteed to beat Spence, but he does have a chance. But if I have to favor somebody, I'm favoring Errol Spence. No question about it. I'm favoring him because to me, he's too long, he's too big, and he's too powerful for Mikey. Mikey is a very short dude. He's very, very short.
But he's the card being too stacked.
I'm sorry?
Is there such thing as the card being too stacked, though?
Because no, not really. Not really, because Don King has stacked. Look, Don King has put on very good cards back in the day. He's put on pound for pound fighters on the undercard of the heavyweights main events. He done that. Like Julio Cesar Chavez, for example, Terry Norris. Those guys.
Zuma Nelson.
Number one. Zuma Nelson, exactly. Those guys were like rated number 1, number 2, number 3 pound for pound fighters in the world. And these guys were on the undercards of the heavyweights of Riddick Bowe, Mike Tyson, Evander Holyfield, George Foreman. Those guys, they were always fighting on those undercards. I mean, so Don King put on some stacked over undercards time and time again. And it's sad that most of these promoters are not doing that these days. I know Al Heyman is trying to bring that back to some degree, but
we got a big stable. Get these guys some dates, you know what I mean?
Right. I mean, Don King may be a crook when it comes to paydays, but he did put on some damn good fights. Yep. We need those fights. I hate to say this, we need those Don King type of promoters out there. I mean, not in the sense of getting where they screw fighters, but put on competitive fights that fans were willing to pay for. And that's when boxing was at its heyday, at its peak at that time in the 90s, you know? So
good competitive fights, man. They're gonna keep casuals interested. Like, damn, that was a good fight. Like if Santa Cruz and Gay Russell, they put it all on the line. That should be an action-packed fight.
Exactly. You know, it's funny though. The Wilder Ortiz fight brought some casuals in too. So some casuals actually were talking about that fight. So that's an example right there. And that's probably one of the reasons why Wilder is going on pay-per-view, because he's been consistently averaging over 2 million, 1.5 or maybe close to 2 million views per fight. So that's
indeed. He's the most viewed fight on Showtime. He gets the most views.
Yeah, he brings in good revenue. I know some people say he don't bring no money. That's bullshit. Wilder does.
That's bullshit.
Table. He does bring some money. He may not bring in the quote unquote 80,000 crowd stadium money fights. If you think about it, if you sum it up, it's almost average if you think about it, because the ticket prices here in the States are a lot more expensive than it is in the stadium fights in the UK.
Yep.
So anyways, I digress. But anyways, if anything, speaking of the pay-per-view, how many buys do you guys think this pay-per-view would do? Me, if you ask me, I think it probably does about maybe 250, maybe 300,000. What do you think? Anybody can jump in.
300,000.
I think it hit 500 for the simple
500,000.
Yeah, because for the simple fact that with the whole negotiation thing and Eddie Hearn, I think it earned enough clout where people are just going to be like, if Wilder beats this guy, then maybe not a casual fan base. You know, I got to be honest with myself, but the thing is, it got enough people just, on it to where they say, some people just want to see Wilder knock him out for AJ. But that's the thing. If somebody is just going to is supposed to supposedly knock somebody out, but the guy is still like a good threat, they're still going to tune in to see it, because that underdog chance, like Mikey Garcia and Errol Spence, there's still an underdog chance that guy can still win. And I think he hit 500K.
Man, that's bold, man. If he hits 500K, I'll be surprised. Hey, Black
do that.
Yeah, Black. I'll be honest about that. Hey, Black Lad Ceases addressing me in the chat. He said, "Hey, Dan, 300,000 for Wilder Fury. Wait a minute, UK supports Fury. I get that, but we're talking about 300,000 buys in the States, not the UK. If you talk about BT pay-per-view, that may do about 500,000 over there, because Fury may have a little bit of a fan base there. But as far as the US, I'm talking about Wilder's the pay-per-view buys here. So I would assume it's probably between 250 to 300,000. If it does 300,000, that more likely is a success for that pay-per-view.
Yeah, that's successful right there.
Yeah. If it does that. But like I said, if it doubles that, I'll be super amazed. That right, you know what? Wilder does have some popularity there. So let me see. Aram considers Crawford versus Spence successful if it hits 500,000. Yeah, that's true, Texas. It does. If it does 500,000, that's a successful pay-per-view, Crawford versus Spence. But I mean, hopefully they can make that fight happen very soon down the line. But that's just me.
Another good thing is, pay-per-view fights have always been based on, can people have a good time with the fight, at least in their mind. Because I was ready to stream McGregor versus Mayweather, but I couldn't find a link. And I know plenty of people just paid for it. So I just paid for it. But I regret it now. But the thing is, like, you know, a lot of people still paid for it. They just wanted to see McGregor just fight Mayweather. They thought they was gonna be entertained. And can they think they're gonna be entertained with
That was
Wilder and
worth it,
Fury?
man. That was a great fight, man. Mayweather
That was
whooped
a
his
good
ass.
fight.
He enjoyed that. Love that shit, man.
I'm not saying the fight was boring. It was just that a link popped up like as soon as the fight ended. Like I was just so mad about that. So
Okay.
the thing is, I was entertained with the fight, but I was kind of
I ain't paid for that shit.
yeah.
I paid for that joint, man. I thought it was worth paying for, but the only thing that pissed me off is the referee didn't let Mayweather finish him off. I wanted to see. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think Robert could have let the fight go on a little bit longer. He kind of has a history of stopping.
He's worried about the goal. He's the golden boy of MMA, bro. So you know what I mean. Robert Bird was trying to protect that. He didn't want to because you think about since Conor went down, MMA went down hard. Like it's only now Conor McGregor's come back running his mouth, but he gonna get that work though. I think that Khabib guy gonna beat him, but I know what you mean though. Like in terms of look that maybe when Mayweather came to McGregor. That fight was built up like 3 years before because the MMA kept mentioning boxers. Now they don't even mention boxers. They keep their mouth shut, which they should. Stay in your lane and keep it moving. Boxing is still the power draw in society, bro. It's just the way it is. Like, you look at the guy down on the floor while he's unconscious and stumping him or punching him on the ground. That's still uncivilized, man. That's uncivilized wherever you go. I don't care if it's in a cage, wherever you do. I like MMA, but MMA is not traditional martial arts. Martial arts is all about respect. What you see in the States, yeah. What you see in the States is some savage shit, bro. Some savage shit, and it's allowed to happen as well. It's disgusting. That guy's knocked out. He's unhelpless, but you can get another 2 punches in while he's laying on the canvas. Shit, and kids are used to that shit.
Well, boxing lost a lot of fans to the UFC, though.
Yeah, they weren't real fans. They weren't real fans anyway. I'm glad they're over there. So I see it. They were because if you ever talk to them, they was dumb as fuck. They'll tell you they were the same ones coming back. B-Marsh saying Conor McGregor's got 1 punch against Mayweather, so they can stay over there. B-Marsh. I'm not missing none of them fans over there. Not one of them at all.
But I gotta say something. Ask y'all something real quickly. I heard this is on and off rumor too. Keith Thurman versus Zab Judah on that undercard. Is that it?
I like that fight.
No.
Yeah, Zab's all right, man. Zab can talk. Zab's a former undisputed welterweight champion. He ain't gonna win. Zab's a former undisputed. He's a former world champion, you know. And you listen, remember Mr. Dan the Man, yeah. This is the sport, yeah, that you give someone a chance, yeah, and they ain't got no chance, and then they find a chance. What do you say then? No, I'm saying like no one gave George Foreman a chance against Michael Moore. You know, no one gave Buster Douglas a chance against Mike Tyson. So that's why we watch. Yeah. I mean, we can clown it and laugh at it all you want, but like the facts are there. That guy's a former undisputed champion, a former welterweight champion. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like he ain't got it no more, but Keith Thurman's coming off an injury. What if he was to come into that fight and outpoint thingy? And it's possible because he's crafty. Zab can hit, you know. So I'm not saying I like so when you see when I see these old timers giving a shot, and again, you never know, man. They might pull out one at the hat, bro. You never know. You're like, oh shit, I can't believe he did it. You know what I mean? Look at Mike Jones. Mike Jones. Look what thingy. What's his name again? Randall Bailey did to Mike Jones. Mike Jones was the
Randall Bailey was active though.
Yeah, but he was getting busted up the whole rounds, man. With 1 round, right?
The prospect.
Yeah, I know that's what I'm trying to say. This is what I'm trying to say. So is Keith Thurman. So if Zab Judah went in there and then caught him, he's a southpaw as well. Like, why would you want to fight Zab Judah anymore? It's a southpaw and an awkward one at that. Like, he can hit, man. He's dangerous for the early rounds, right? At least for the first 3 rounds, and after that you could beat him. But in them 2 rounds, shit.
I don't know, man. Look, it's an interesting matchup. I guess it's fair to say that. It's fair to say that look, it's a tune-up fight for Keith Thurman. I get it because he's come off a long layoff. He hasn't fought in the whole year. He won't. So I mean, he'll be back. I mean against Zab Judah, but I don't know. Some people might expect him a little bit more for Keith because he's still walking in as a world champion. He'll be a WBA champion going into that fight. So
I didn't see. Sometimes it do happen because I didn't expect that dude Uchiyama to get knocked out by that Cuban fella, and I was really surprised about. Yeah,
Corrales, Jessica Corrales,
bro. I didn't expect that at all.
No, you didn't. You didn't expect that. Oh, he came and he fucked him up good and proper. That was a good ass beating. And that's what I'm saying. What about Chocolito versus Caesar Kid? Go ahead.
I thought it was gonna be the next big Asian fighter, Uchiyama.
Yeah, well, he was doing all right. He's holding it down over there like Vladimir. Yeah, he's holding it down. But that's boxing for you, bro. That's what I'm saying. Michael Nunn against James Toney. Like, Michael Nunn was that guy that they were looking for him against Lennon and all kinds of fight. And James Toney went in there and shut that shit right down. That's how boxing is, man. You live in a sport where like you get to give these hungry guys an opportunity and they put it on you, man. Like there's some hungry guys like Dillian like believes he's hungry. Dillian's ready for his shot. You know what I mean? So
speaking of Dillian, he needs to bring it. He needs to come over here and fight Ortiz. Ortiz is on that undercard. That shot, bruh. Beat Ortiz and you can fuck with Wilder in the ring after he beats Fury. That'd be perfect, man. Think right there. That'd be nice. Take that shot and do it. Or better yet, call up Diamond Brazil. Diamond Brazil, he's wanted to put his mandatory stats on the line against White. Call up Diamond Brazil. Say, hey, man, let's get on that Wilder undercard. Let's do it. And because the first mandatory. VR said he ain't gonna do it.
Nah, because he'd rather fight AJ for the bigger payday.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
it's about money.
If you think about it,
it's more than likely for April.
I know Ortiz can fight. Ugano.
Is Ugano?
Ngannou? Yeah, is Ngannou, man. He should fight me, man. So, bro, they're about the same bloody weight. Yeah, that's shit.
Is Ugano actually? That'd be a good fight. That'd be a good fight.
I like that fight. Ngannou. Yeah, I like that fight.
Yeah, that's a good fight. Man. If anything, Ortiz, he's confirmed to be on that undercard. But I think, like I said, somebody's got to step up and fight him because, like I said, and I said this months ago after Wilder beat him, that he was going to get avoided by all these other heavyweights. And that's exactly what's happening. Somebody needs to step up and do. They need to step up, man. Somebody's got to do it. Okay. So Wilder's not the only heavyweight that has to do it. Somebody else has got to do it. But anyhow, man, like I said, I can't wait for it, man. I'll definitely go be at that that third day media tour. I'll be there. I'm gonna look at it.
Footage.
Yeah, I'll get the footage, brother. I'll be there. Hey, EJ, man, what's going on? You guys not even gonna have the open public first day press conference, man. What's going on with that? Frank Warren's not letting nobody else unless you got credentials.
Yeah. We talking about with which one? The Wilder? Wilder one?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on there, man. The first one was supposed to be over here, so I don't know what's going on. I know what's going on with Billy Joe Saunders, though. He got fined by the British board today, £100,000 because his conduct, man. He's doing some sloppy shit, bro. Well, he got the crackhead to punch the crackhead to slap some guy walking the street, calling him a paedophile. Like he got one crackhead. He say he'll give her some money. She sucks his dick. And then the next, he playing some song. I love hoes and I love them. Like after he disrespected the crackhead. So, and that's all on the front. And the thing is, it's on camera. It's all over Twitter, right? And you can find it. Like, and another thing as well, right? Billy Joe's, because people in the UK, right? I know you guys might see them as white, but then travelers, right? They don't pay taxes. So because they live in caravans, they don't pay no electricity bills. They don't pay nothing other than in the caravan, so they kind of like rent free. Most people who live and work on 9 to 5 pay taxes. They look at them people, they can't stand them, bro. They think they're mooching. So that's how they see the traveler community are. So when they see Billy Joe Saunders doing that, bro, and another thing as well, that woman who's a crackhead taking advantage of a woman who's vulnerable, bro, like it just rattled people, bro. It rattled people in a way. They can't stand the bro. Like the British bought 100, and they got £100,000 right now. And then anything else that happens, I knew they're gonna find him, but that's a lot of money, and they're gonna find him again. That's a hard lick to your pockets. But he you know what I mean? He needs to learn. You're a champion, bro. Like you're a legit world champion. You bring boxing in this.
Well, look.
It says for the young kids. You got young kids in the gym looking up to him. And they're gonna see that. They're gonna see that, and that's okay. That's not right, man. That's not right.
Well, Billy Jones, look. It's Monroe and the Bozak.
Exactly. Billy Jones known to have this immature behavior outside the ring, dude. He's always getting into some shit.
Yeah, why think he should have? Yeah, but he should have pat his son on the head. That's how they are. I don't think he's someone to touch him, but the guy patted his son on the head. That's why they keep
Billy
touching
Joe
him
put
more,
his son up to that, man. No, Billy Joe put his son up to that. You could tell. You could tell he put his son up to do that.
Nah,
man.
I don't think he put his son up to that. I think his son is just a little shit, honestly.
Well, just like his dad. Just like his dad.
Yeah,
His
well, I
dad.
mean, yeah, exactly. I mean, the food
that's what
don't
I
fall
think.
far. You know what I mean? That tends to be like fucking. You know, I don't want to like say scumbag parent, but like scumbag parents raising scumbag kids. Respectable parents tend to raise respectable kids more often than
There
not.
you go now. What's up, man? That's what's right. Right, that's right. So that's what happened with Billy Joe Saunders. Go ahead.
Yeah, Nyota's in the chat. What's going on, Nyota, man?
What's up?
Not much, man. Did you check out that flyweight fight the other night, man?
Of course, man. Who do you think you're talking to? Yeah, man. Kosei Tanaka, 3-weight champ, 12 fights.
Yeah.
I was gonna talk about that because
the true record holder. The true record holder for that.
I knew he was gonna get into that
because the World Series of Boxing are professional fights, whether BoxRec wants to admit it or not. Because BoxRec is not the official record holder for professional boxing.
Right. Yeah, that's a good point. So Tanaka, that was a 3-weight champion, 12 pro fights. He's undefeated.
Age 23.
Age 23. He beat 4 world champions. So
yeah, exactly, man.
So
beat Angel Acosta, who's a current champion. So he kept Angel Acosta from being great. He kept Vic Solidar from being great because Vic Solidar is now a champion. So I mean, not only he's doing like the one of the things that I always used to argue about with Chocolatito, how he not only beat guys who were champions, he beat guys who went on to become champions. That's what Tanaka's already doing. Very young into his career. A full 1/3 of his professional fights have been world championship fights.
Yeah, that's
against
true.
world championship opponents.
That fight was a war, though, man.
That was
especially from round 2.
Yes,
they was going.
Well, I mean, shit. In round 12, man, when they kept throwing those right hands at the same time.
Yeah, but I'm saying how it started from round 2.
Oh yeah.
Hey, you know what though, Kimura was getting battered in that fight though. I thought he was going to get stopped probably in the 10th round. I think because he really I thought he didn't have nothing left. But credit to him, he hit hard. He dug deep a little bit to finish the fight, but obviously he took more damage in that fight than Tanaka did. But other than that, man, do you think Tanaka should go on the pound for pound list, man? After that win,
he's on mine. He's on mine.
I think he should, man.
He's absolutely on mine. I mean,
what's he 12-0?
Yeah, 12-0. 12-0, 7 knockouts, 3-weight champion,
3-weight classes. Shit,
yeah, man.
Yeah, so
and he says he wants 5. He wants 5 weight class titles.
They put a Nui up there.
Yeah.
When he had the same amount of fights and belts.
Yeah. Lomachenko's number 1 universally now, and he has 1 loss on his record. So, Nyota, what do you say to people who say, well, Lomachenko deserved to be number 1? Well, would you say that, okay, what about Tanaka? He's 12-0. Pre-Tanaka's record, he's undefeated.
Right.
Technically, he holds the record for most title wins without a defeat. So does he deserve it? So what would you say to those people, man?
Yeah, I mean, Tanaka deserves to be on the pound for pound before Lomachenko does, as far as I'm concerned. He deserves. Like I said, Lomachenko, you can't name a fighter where he beat them and then they went on to become great outside of maybe Gary Russell. And Gary Russell, I don't even know if he's really daring to be great so much as daring to make a little bit of money and fight once a year. You know what I mean? And I like Gary Russell. I like watching him fight.
Yeah.
And Gary Russell even dropped Lomachenko in that fight. They ain't counted.
Yeah.
As a knockdown.
I mean, people are rating Lomachenko's wins over smaller guys coming up and guys off of long layoffs and a guy in Linares who previously got knocked. If you can't even outdo what Antonio DeMarco did, I mean, when was DeMarco a pound for pounder? Never.
Yeah, exactly.
He never was.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Well, that's another thing too, because Tanaka's fighting guys in their prime. Bigger men in their prime.
Exactly. Like I said, he fought Solidar. Solidar went on to become a champ. Fought Acosta. Acosta went on to become a champ. Acosta still has a perfect record outside of the Tanaka loss. He's at 18-0 with 18 knockouts.
Right.
You know,
So
18-0 with 18. You know, that's like one of the big things that people they like to say, like dumb shit, like, oh, like these little guys, they hit each other 1,000 times and nobody ever falls down. Well, watch one of Acosta's fights, because I guarantee you'll never see him go to decision, except against Tanaka, who he lost to.
Yeah. Well, you know what, brother? I think maybe I haven't been catching up. Did you make a video about that and say, hey, to Lomachenko fans, say, okay, what about Tanaka? Why aren't you guys saying him?
Yeah, no, not yet. I haven't gotten a chance to. Been a little bit too busy because unfortunately, you know, it happened on a Monday, so I didn't even have a chance to make my post fight because I had to go to sleep right after and go get up for work and everything.
Yeah, you need to get on that video.
Yeah,
man, you need to go ahead. Yeah, you need to provoke those Lomachenko fans. Say, hey, what about Tanaka?
Yeah, man, he's 23, you know. And I mean, I could provoke a whole hell of a lot more than Lomachenko fans. You know, I could provoke all the fans of people that like they would like to use youth as an excuse or as like some like big thing, like, you know, Tank Davis's fans like say, oh, well, he's so young. Well, I mean, Tanaka's young too. Canelo, Canelo was so young when he was fighting Floyd and doing this and that. Yeah. Well, fucking look what Tanaka's doing. He hasn't been losing to smaller guys either. So
Floyd was young too when he became a champ.
Exactly.
Yeah, be good on Hernandez.
To me, like, oh, like so and so is young. Like, that's not an excuse. Well, fucking Rafael Vasquez was 17, so.
Yeah, I mean, as Charles beat Charlie Burley when he was 18 years old. He beat him twice when he was 18. So, I mean, come on. Yeah, I don't believe in that age argument. This is what people used against Pacquiao when he got knocked out by what's his name.
I mean, it goes both ways. And, you know, older guys can accomplish shit too. You know, Donnie Nietes is 35, still plugging away, still one of the top guys in the game too. So
yeah. I hear you, man. But yeah, since you're on, man, we got to talk about the larger weights now. Luis Ortiz is making a comeback against, he's going to be fighting on the undercard of Wilder versus Fury, man. What do you think about that, and who do you think should fight him?
I mean, I like Luis Ortiz, man. I think it's really a shame that he was ducked for as long as he was. You know, this guy that I think kind of honestly, like, had he and Wilder fought a couple of years ago when Ortiz was really more in his prime, I think he probably would have beat Wilder. Just looking at how everything turned out.
I think he would have. And I'm a Wilder fan.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? He might even be able to get a rematch and get it done there. But, you know, time isn't on his side, you know, to say the very least. But, no, I'm definitely interested in seeing him fight. You know, hopefully we get a good opponent for him. I don't know if there's any rumors about who it's going to be yet. But, you know, I'm hoping somebody good. You know, I'd like to see him. You know, there was a fight that he was supposedly supposed to fight Andy Ruiz like a year and a half ago. I wouldn't mind seeing them two fight. You know, or him,
we were talking about that.
Him versus Joseph Parker, I think would be good. You know,
Konaski may be good. Konaski, that'd be
really good. That'd be really good. Also,
Konaski's more likely. He's an Al Heyman fighter. He's coming off beating a former world champion.
Yeah, for sure.
Sure.
Like,
I mean,
all those guys are really good fights, and you know, he's still a live guy. You know, him.
Yeah, well, you know, what about Dominic Brazil
in the heavyweight division? You know.
Yeah. What about him and Dominic Brazil?
Dominic. Yeah, him and Brazil would be real good.
That's a good fight.
Would be real good.
They should make that fight because Brazil hasn't been active for over a year now. He needs to start fighting somebody. He's getting that Wilder shot soon. So,
Well, and especially if Brazil really wants to get fat paid, man, get in there. If you beat Ortiz, then boom, you're pretty much right up there on the Wilder list. You know, you can go in there and get that payback for what he said about, what was it, like he said something about his son or something, or I don't even know.
Well, he said that he'll cripple Brazil from his son, and then people are like, "What?"
Right.
Yeah, I like people.
I seen that video that Brazil, man. You know, like he looked legit mad. He looked pretty pissed. So yeah, man, I'd love to see Brazil go on a nice little run, go get a shot at Wilder or what have you. But yeah, him versus Ortiz would be excellent. Any of those guys, you know, I imagine there's probably a good chance that it'll probably be somebody like on a lower tier for now, and then they'll throw him in there against maybe somebody like we're talking about Konaski or Brazil or whoever. But you know, I mean, at least we're getting him active again, because it seemed like, you know, it was going to be real difficult to get him an opponent, you know, especially with how high risk, low reward he tends to be.
Hey, you already said
that'll be his third fight.
Who's that?
That's true.
See Al Heyman fighters fighting 3 times a year.
Yeah, you talking about Konaski? Yeah, man. Yeah.
I'm talking about Ortiz.
Oh, you talking about Ortiz? That's right.
December.
That's right. He fought. Yeah, he fought on the undercard of Robert Easter, Mikey Garcia. Then before that, the Wilder fight. Yeah. And you know what's funny? He got a big standing ovation in that fight against Kajanu at the beginning of the opening bell in Staples Center. They gave him a standing applause before the fight started. I'm like, wow.
Yeah,
that's good, man. They recognized that fight he had with Wilder, because like you said, Casuals was talking about that fight.
Exactly. So Wilder started to get his popularity, his profile growing with the casuals. That's why they're taking it on pay-per-view with him, and he's got to deliver. So against Fury, he's got to deliver. But anyhow, I'm gonna shift it off to the lower weight classes just for a second, though. Lomachenko versus Pedraza. They got the fight scheduled for December 8th at the Madison Square Garden Theater Room, called the Hulu Room now. The theater room, the Hulu Theater. That's what they call it now. I mean. Anyways, look, you think it's a foregone conclusion? Pedraza does he? What is his chances in this fight against Lomachenko? What is his chances?
Slim to none.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, Lomachenko, I think just like natural talent wise, he's just gonna be too much for Pedraza. Pedraza I think can box with him, technically speaking, but. I think in the same way with as it was with Tevin Farmer. I mean, not Tevin Farmer, with fucking Gervonta Davis. What do you call it? I think he might give him some issues for first couple of rounds. Be able to hang in there with them, and then beyond that, it's just gonna be the Lomachenko show. I think they know what they're getting. They knew what they were getting when they were gonna try and match Lomachenko against Beltran, and Pedraza managed to upset the odds there. And They know what they're getting. They know what they're getting. They know that Pedraza doesn't pose that big of a threat to Lomachenko's forward march. I mean, who knows? If he gives them more trouble than they bargained for, they might even be more careful with how they match Lomachenko. But
of course they're gonna be careful how they match him up with. After this Salido fight, they've been very careful.
I mean, in a way, it's not to me. It's not unlike how Top Rank, I think, was with Crawford in terms of being able to kind of pick off certain fighters at certain times between, what do you call it? What was that guy's name? The guy from the UK. I can't think of his name off the top of my head now.
What beat down? Who you talking about? Tank Davis?
No. That Crawford beat.
Ricky Burns?
Ricky Burns, there you go. Between Ricky Burns and then the whole thing with Ndongo and stuff. It's they took advantage of a situation there in order to get their guy more props and everything. I think that's essentially what they're trying to do with Lomachenko.
Yeah, I mean, that's what they're doing, man. That's what they're doing. But anyways, we need to get that Mikey Garcia fight to happen right now. Speaking of Mikey Garcia,
he said he wants that fight. He says he wants it for 2019.
Okay, well, that's good enough.
An interview on Sky Sports with Spencer Ferry.
Yeah, well, let's hope they're serious about it.
That's going to right there if he gets through Pedraza, which I believe he will.
Yeah, that's true.
Mikey got two straps.
Yeah, speaking of Mikey Garcia, I know we probably touched up on this. Mikey Garcia versus Errol Spence is rumored to be on the undercard of Wilder versus Fury. So they decide, if it's true, they're more likely not going to put it on a separate pay-per-view. What do you think about that fight? Mikey going up to fight Errol Spence.
I mean, Mikey, I think at this point in his career, he's going for two things: history and money.
Yeah,
history and money. I mean, ultimately it's like I said on another hangout that I was on recently, where I was talking about there's a lot of fighters that they'll try and play it safe and they'll try to go after the biggest opportunities for the lowest risk. I mean, in a way, Spence is a low risk, high reward fight for Mikey in the facet that if Mikey loses, we expect Mikey to lose. So if he loses, it's not a big deal. The damage that he takes might be a big deal, but the actual loss itself isn't necessarily a big deal. Almost like, Kell Brook. We expected him to lose to Golovkin. But the damage that was actually done to him is what ultimately might be holding him back from that point all the way through now and then into the future. But, I mean, if Garcia wins, I mean, the payoff is ridiculous. If Garcia wins, he basically, that's an all-time great win. He is the pound-for-pound number one with no real debate, with nobody really capable of arguing above that type of a win.
Yeah.
And
some are gonna argue. Well, Spitz was a high job, so why should he get pound? You know, some people are gonna say that, bro. They're gonna say that.
Yeah, they're gonna say that. Like if Lomachenko beats Mikey, they're gonna be like, "Oh, Mikey wasn't all that good anyway." I guarantee they're probably gonna say that. They're gonna be like, "Who he beat? He beat a past it Adrian Broner and stuff like that." I know they're gonna say that, and that's jumping the gun. But I do, yeah, they will say that because I mean, like I said, people. I know people like to say like, "Oh, he fought Regan down with his 2 weight classes down." But when I seen the comments like going on and on how he was gonna break Loma's jaw, and then like such a switcheroo when we actually beat him.
I mean, to be fair though, that's because like I mean, most Rigondeaux fans are learning disabled to begin with. So I mean, I can't entirely put too much weight in that.
Yeah, true. Well, you already bought to the top. Well, you already bought the top. Hold on, Yardy says, "Hey, Big Baby Miller versus Ortiz should be on the undercard." Well, Big Baby, he has
great, man. I'd love to see that.
Big Baby,
I would love to see that.
That's the only problem. That's the only problem is that B-Marsh just said Big Baby's on the zone. So
that, and also Big Baby said that he doesn't want to fight Ortiz. He admit that he doesn't want that fight. He was offered that fight before. He said he turned it down. So he ain't trying to fight Ortiz. That's another thing. So I would love to see it, but Big Baby, he ain't trying to fight nobody right now. He trying to go after that regular title that Emmanuel Char has, which makes no freaking sense. I don't know why.
He popped dirty.
It is what it is.
Well, I mean, honestly, why not? Though? Like, technically speaking, if you you want to try and get your chips in, take out the weakest title holder, and then you get your shot at the bigger title.
The regular title, come on, the regular title,
but it would be a bargaining chip in terms of being able to get paid.
The regular title, the mandatory belt.
Not only that, but you also become the mandatory for Joshua. So that fight basically hasn't happened. So you get that payday guaranteed.
Yeah. Speaking of Emmanuel Char, I know B-Mark just said they popped dirty. He actually passed the B sample, so he's clean.
Oh, he did.
He was cleared. Yeah, he passed the B sample.
Still on the fact that he did pop, and then right after he gets beat.
Well, sometimes something happens. Sometimes this is the reason why they take 2 different samples to make sure the first sample is clear. It matches.
Manuel Char has a body of somebody that looks suspicious though. Real rat.
He does. So I ain't gonna lie to you. Yeah, that dude never looked.
He looks like a damn action figure. He has like no. It's like he knows where you see like somebody's like traps and shit. Like how that shit goes up to like their ears.
Yeah,
that's how
that dude
Charlie.
like a Rock Vader type guy.
Yeah, that dude's like naturally fat, dude. And this fool all of a sudden is chiseled like that, dude. He wasn't even that chiseled against Ustinov, and all of a sudden he got that muscle after that fight. He put on that much muscle after that. Yeah, something's not right. But yeah, he passed a B sample, so I guess that that fight with Okendo's still on, so it's still on for next month.
Oh, man, they need to get that whole shit over with, man. I'm tired of hearing about Frez Oquendo.
Yeah, that fool ain't fought in 4 years now.
I'm tired. Exactly. Like I don't know what dirt he has on who in the WBA, but god damn, I want to hire his private investigator, man.
Yeah, that's what it is. He might have got something on somebody in the WBA. That's why they kept him in the rankings so long. But the fact is how is he getting paid? He ain't fought in 4 years. How's he getting paid? How's he making a living? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
I don't know.
What is he doing? I mean, it is what it is, man.
How is Better Beef not fighting again? He's an IBF champion, isn't he?
Yeah, he's scheduled to fight Callum Johnson. Yeah, against Callum Johnson.
That's the fight. Yeah, is that on the thingy card? Is that on the Boston card with Billy Joe Saunders? Billy Joe Saunders.
It's Chicago.
It's in Chicago.
Yeah. That's the one PNC was talking about. He might want to go to, but he don't want to support Eddie Hearn.
Well, first of all, that card is a weak card because first of all, you're gonna put that card on the same as Conor McGregor versus Khabib, the UFC fight that everyone wants to see. Why put that card on that same night? That card is bad. I mean, look on paper it looks bad. Yes, it could be a good card, but at the end of the day, but still though, this is not the card that you want to appeal to a certain fan base to get to go watch a boxing match. I'm sorry, it's a bad card. I'm just being real. It's a bad card. It's terrible. Big Baby Miller versus Thomas Adamek. Are you kidding me? And Jesse Vargas versus Thomas Delorme is the fucking main event. And what I heard, there's a rumor that they may make that the final a WBC title eliminator for the fight.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
They will.
Oh my.
Yeah.
I don't know about that, man. But ain't no jumping. I know it's getting. I know. Ain't no jumping.
Every time we wake up, there's something happening around the world, bro. I'm telling you, like, there's so much news coming in. Like, every time we turn our head, we're like, what? What? Hey, did you guys get the joke here? Barry Hearn and Frank Warren. Did you hear that they went backwards and forwards, right?
Yeah,
I heard. Think about
that. Well, it
dope,
proves
man.
it proves our point that EJ's been saying all the time that Barry Hearn is still involved in boxing. And a lot of people were telling us, no, he's not. No, he's not. Eddie's the one in control. No, he's not. Barry Hearn's the one in control. He's the one who does things behind the scenes. He rarely does interviews, bro. He's the one who still executes the contracts. He's the one that still negotiates the fights and the first splits with his fighters. He's the one who organizes the interviews. All Eddie Hearn does is he's the mouthpiece. That's all he is.
Yeah.
That's all he is, man.
That's why he acts like a kid. That's why he acts like that explains why he acts like a kid and calls people names.
Yeah,
his dad clears that all up. When he's calling Shelly Finkel names and Winkle and that stuff, it's funny. But like his dad Shelly doesn't talk to him. Shelly talks to Barry. That's why.
Right. Exactly. So that was funny though, because now Barry talking about, well, you know what? You ain't getting no 50-50, Frank. Forget that. That ain't gonna happen. if Fury wins. You know what though? I have a feeling though, if Deontay Wilder wins that fight, I think Frank Warren does have some type of promotional rights with him if he beats Fury. I think there's a deal there that he still promotes him after that fight. If he fights Joshua, I think so.
It's sad though, because like Frank Warren is funny, right? About 50-50. Someone's got the TV in the background, by the way. I don't know who it is. Like, I can hear someone's TV. It's sad though, because like in boxing, Eddie Hearn never brought this up, and it's a diversion. It's a very good diversion to try and not talk about what was meant to be. Everyone in boxing history, who's got the TV on? Is it loud, man? Is it Battle? It's Battle. Someone needs to mute Battle, man.
Yeah, I'm a mute him, man. Yeah, I got him.
All right, nice. So in boxing history, when it comes to this stuff, even Lennox Lewis was like, okay, you know, I recognize Tyson's a draw, and like even with Mayweather and Pacquiao, like 45, whatever, they recognize Pacquiao's a draw. I'm gonna give him, you know, I'm gonna give him, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I'm gonna make a lot of money out of it. You know what I'm saying? So just give the man what they deserve. Like, I don't understand why certain people just going out their way to embarrass, and that's what this is embarrass and denigrate and put people down and tell them that they're not worth it, and you're from Alabama, a man from Alabama. I mean, this is and stuff out there. People are riding with this shit as well, man. Just riding with it. It's like so
they give Wilder 50-50, it'll still be the most money AJ ever made.
Exactly. But they just don't want to give Wilder just thinking about this selfishly. The thing is not about like boxing legacy or anything like that. It's just the idea of them giving Wilder money. But Wilder, the thing is, Eddie Hearn said he's in it for fighters to make them money. But even though you're making your fighters money, and you're happy that the other fighters on the other side are making money as well, no, because he's not with us. Then what are you really in for yourself, isn't it? Like, just tell the truth. You can't have too much love for the fighters if the way you're disrespecting a man who gets in the ring. The way Eddie Hearn talks about Wilder is just like, and the funny thing about it, like, let him go say all the stuff he's been saying. Let him go say it to Wilder's face. He wouldn't do that. You know what I mean?
Right. He won't. But you know, at the end of the day, this is more of a strategic plan to age Wilder out. They're waiting for him to slow down. Let's be honest. Yeah. If they really believe that Joshua could beat, whoa, who's that in the background? But anyways,
it's me. Sorry, my bad.
It's all good. But let's be honest. If they really believe that AJ could beat Wilder, they would have put him in the ring against him right now. They would have done it last Saturday if they really believe that he could beat him. But right now, they don't think he can long this out as long as they can. They want him to slow down, and then because AJ has even said himself that I'll fight Wilder when the time is right. He even said that many times.
I talked to AJ's entourage. They said they want the fight, but the people behind him, meaning Barry Hearn and the Heady, don't want the fight. AJ actually wants the fight, but the thing is, when AJ's in there, Eddie Hearn's looking at him with this. Like, Eddie Hearn comes like the policeman when it comes to Anthony Joshua. He's just like, you don't trust what Anthony Joshua's going to say, because Eddie Hearn is trying to deal with that 50 mil. still trying to clear that 50 mil because they never thought that they'd come up with the money. Like, you know what I mean? So they're watching, like Eddie Hearn's watching AJ's like, I'm worried about you're gonna say something. So that's how it is. Like he's got the muzzle on AJ. AJ can't be himself, man. Every time he says anything, he's looking at Eddie Hearn to see if it's all right. It's like when Manny Pacquiao was there. Talk to my promoter. Like, people shouldn't have to get like that, bro.
Yeah.
Like, get to the point where you can't. What about Golovkin and fucking and Tommy, bro. Like, every time Golovkin, man, he can't say shit, man. Why these fighters get handcuffed by the management? Like they're supposed to be working for you, not the other way around. Like, what the fuck's going on there, man?
Well, I don't know,
You're
man.
the boss. You're the boss, because when you lose, all the people leave you. Like, I don't understand. Like,
well, you know how it is. Promoters like to make sure fighters are what's the word I'm looking for? They're filtered when it comes to their figure of speech. In other words, they act like they're their public relations manager in a way. They're public communications managers. Like, okay, this is what you're supposed to say. This is how you're supposed to say it, and this is what you're not how you're not supposed to say it. You know, in a way. Yeah. So doesn't cause any conflicts. But again, I agree with you. These fighters need to be themselves, man. They don't need to be scripted, because if they're scripted, they're not themselves, and they feel a bit discouraged in a way because they can't be themselves. I can sense that in AJ too, because you got a point.
Wilder be himself, though. Wilder be himself.
Wilder's himself. Yeah, he's himself.
Yeah, at least in America, because America have more respect, man. At least they recognize the black athlete. You know what I mean? They knew what the kind of fuckeries they do. So, you know, Wilder's letting it loose, bro. But even Wilder's on the shackles as well, still of him, because why he shake hands with the man who threw chicken at him? Like, fuck that shit, bro. What, you know what I mean? You fuck that. Like, no real talk, bro. Like, you over there, like the guy threw chicken at you, and another guy threw water on your suit, and yet everyone's trying to say you calm down, just hold it, just stay for a couple of hours with the fucking drink. The alcohol, stinking alcohol all over his suit.
Yeah,
he has to stick there and get in the ring. And they still, man, I fuck that shit. I don't care how much they're paying me. First off, I would have done a run test on his fucking ass. Open the barriers and find that motherfucker, bro. Now, fuck that shit. Where my boys at? Where my dogs at? I'm calling he should have brought his Alabama dogs out, man. Fuck that shit. You know what I mean? Like, they take the piss. And then they brought him down there just to build up that UK show, right? Because Fury wasn't recognized, because Fury was looking poor case. And even up to now, how many weeks we going down and we still haven't got a legit venue? We've got a date. We still haven't got a venue. And we do got the venue. Where is it?
It's at Stable Center, bro.
It's definitely it's in a Stable Center, right? When the fucking tickets gonna go and sell? When the fucking tickets gonna go and sell? Can someone tell me when the tickets gonna go and sell?
Well, when's man? You know,
where's the press conference?
Man, they just announced this week.
I don't like this, man. B-Marsh. I'm not confident about this shit, B-Marsh. This shit seems dodgy. It is. You know what I'm thinking, B-Marsh? I'm gonna call it right. This B-Marsh. I'm gonna call it right. This B-Marsh and Dan. I'm gonna call it right. This is what I think will happen. They're gonna give a date. They're gonna give a venue. And they're gonna say Fury's injured, and then what we're gonna do? They're gonna say Fury's injured or something. We're gonna take Fury fight another fight just in case. That's what I reckon, bruv. You know what I'm saying? I reckon they're gonna pull one and say, for some reason happened, we couldn't make the fight because of this, that, the other. They don't want that fight, bro. There's no way you're gonna march. There's no way Fury's marching up into America with his crackhead self, yeah, right? He don't get knocked out, bro. Half his entourage have got criminal records. How the fuck are they getting into America? That's what I want to know. How the fuck are they getting into America? Like, this shit is just a fucking sham. You know what I mean? I'm telling you, like, Frank's gonna pull some strings and have fucking Fury get out of there, and then have Fury fight another fight. And they go, we tried to make the fight. He's gonna have a fight another bums. He's lined up to fight another 2 bums. So I don't know what the fuck's going on here.
All right, well, I hope not. EJ, we'll hold you tonight, bro. If you're
I've been right so far. I've been right so far in this bullshit.
No, you haven't. No, you haven't. I've
been right about AJ and Barry Hearn 2020. I was right about it. Not prediction on fights, though. Not prediction on fights. I'm talking about, like,
they've been said that.
2020.
They said that when he was with Johnny Nelson.
I told you. But who I told you the puppet master was? It's not Eddie. It's Barry. Like, you. I don't think you guys knew that, right?
No, I didn't know that.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, exactly.
All right, well, let me go ahead. Let me go ahead and wrap this up, guys. I got to get going, man. I appreciate you guys for coming on. You guys can stay on the chat if you want to after we get offline. But I want to thank the panel, EJ Boxing Live as usual, Marsh, Battle Rifle, and Nyota. Thank you for coming on, guys, for chopping it up. I'd like to thank the comment section. I don't have the time to name all you guys because I'm tired right now. But I'll see you guys next time. So until then, we are out. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.